This is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
So if this is about competition, let us have competition.
Oh, man. Welcome out to the show, everybody. I'm your host, WEBDAVE, and this is the Gamers Council, and my co-host, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, buddy, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. We had CES this week. Lots of fun news. Stuff still to come. This is a great freaking month for gaming. Let's see what's going on. We'll get into it.
It is. And you've been on quite a few podcasts already this week. And
of course.
But that's good. And I know there's going to be some things that you've already talked about. And I think you probably just going to be more have a better foothold on your comments tonight as to exactly where you're thinking things are going to go and what's going to happen. And I can hardly wait for us to get there. But we do have some returning guests tonight, which I love. We have, let's start off in the corner. We have, let's see, that is, it's Corkenstein. How do you pronounce that again?
Corkenstein or Corkenstein. Like I said, I'm happy with both. But yeah, most people just say Corkenstein.
They do, huh? Well, I have something here. I want to make sure that I'll make sure I got the right thing up, because I could have sworn that I was pronouncing it wrong, but I don't. Let me see if this is right.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
You're putting me on.
No, it's pronounced Frankenstein.
Do you also say Frodwick?
No, Frederick.
Well, why isn't it Frodwick Frankenstein?
It isn't. It's Frederick Frankenstein.
I see.
You must be Igor.
No, it's pronounced Igor.
But they told me it was Igor.
Well, they were wrong then, weren't they?
Sorry, I had to do it, man.
Great.
I had
That's
to do
so
it.
Great.
Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks, and the genius of Gene Wilder. Yes. Welcome, sir. Welcome so much to the show. He was like, "Where the hell are you going this day? What is going on?"
Oh, yeah. No, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, it's such a classic.
Welcome, man. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, bud. Yeah, lots of news to go through today. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. And I tell you what else I'm excited about is we have the returning guest, Kmega. K, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, guys? What's up? You know, again, anytime that I know the great Hargeet is anywhere, I got to be there. So anyway, but no, man, and I had to hit my boy up, Quark. I'm just gonna call him Quark. I you know how I am. I'm country, so I'm, you know, he's an LA guy. I don't want to hear all that, so I'm just gonna say Quark. But yeah, I asked him, was he wearing a Snuggie? He explained it. So I just wanted to make sure. If he said it was an Xbox Snuggie, I would have let him slide. But I don't know. But anyway, it is great. It's great. Anyway, but I do love the Mixer hat. That's fantastic. I do miss Mixer. Oh my God, man, I miss Mixer. But anyway, but yeah, no, good to be back. Thank you for the invite, man. It's been a minute. You know, after I had the last GRG in December, you know, I've been on vacation and I haven't been anything. So right after this, I'm ready to get the juices flowing, get back into content creating, and man, you know what I'm saying? So thank you for going ahead and popping that 2025 cherry. Appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. Well, I feel like I violated you in some way. But anyway. Oh my God, okay. This is going to be a fun show.
Yes.
Can you tell, folks? We're fired up and ready to go. We have a few topics to go over. Where to start? Well, you know what? I want to start with this because this is as we build people. And welcome to over 100 people here that are joining us already. Over 18 on X, almost 80 on YouTube, and 0 on Twitch. But yeah, there we go. It's there anyway, just in case. So yeah, we do have gosh, almost forgot, Hargee. We got to do this real quick before I get to that. We have look at this. What a gentleman.
Nice. 5 gifted from Spartan. And those would be to Cullen Prime, Chris Coleman, Derek Johnson, The Poom, and Zach Riley. Congratulations, all of you.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much, Spartan 661. We greatly appreciate you so much. Yeah, so thank you for that. And then of course Adidas 20 not to be outdone. He wants to make sure that he's
of course $2 from Adidas. Salute everyone. Hargeet, I need olives on screen. Well, here you go. Olives on screen. Ooh. Enjoy your olives.
Full screen, baby. Look at that.
Yes. Olives. Yes.
Oh, poor C Money. Poor C Money.
Good old olives.
He just dislikes olives. I don't know why that is, but
and mustard.
And mustard.
He doesn't like olives
like mustard
or mustard. And then I created mustardo.
Mustard. Oh man.
I love it.
Just for him. So that Jim Ryan can laugh.
There you go. Well, yes, I did put that up on. So here's what I do when he's on. I'll put that up on.
Delish.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to you, C Money and Doodle. We appreciate you guys greatly. Amazing members of the community. So many great memories.
And olives. Yeah. So then I created all of them together. We have olives, mustard, and mint.
Now that's a little nasty, but we'll let it slide. You know what I'm saying? We'll let it slide. I don't know. We're going a little too far.
Yes. Well, that's what we like to do here. Go a little too far.
Slide?
You know, but we do have one of our regular members. He's one of our moderators for the chat, which we greatly appreciate out there. We should have several moderators. Oh, look, there's Crispy Bomb. What's up, Crispy? How's it going, buddy? But I am actually speaking about FARQ. Anyway, we love FARQ so much so because, well, he's at it again. He's been at it again. And leave no stone unturned. Leave no channel member or guest is immune to his cunning ways. Yeah, we'll get that. Look at that,
bro.
That is awesome.
That's fire. That is fire. Yeah, man. Fargu, thank you so much, man. That's dope. That is superior. That is actually how I feel like I am when I'm doing a podcast. I really do.
It's clean, man. I like it.
It's super clean. I wish that I had a hairdo. I wish I had the old hairdo like that because I used to have it like that, wavy with the little line. But man, bro, you know what I'm saying? But I'll take it. Thank you for giving me a hairline again. That's why I wear the hats, because it's gone. But you know what? That's all right, man. I appreciate it.
There you go.
And that is excellent work, man.
I know. So there he's got me and you and Hargeet. Yeah. But yeah, I tell you, I like this one he did. I like even better.
Yeah.
I mean, you can clearly tell that's Hargeet's face, man. That's so
man, and I'm on reconnaissance, man. I'm looking for the stands right there. I'm like, look, Hargeet, you know what I'm saying? About 30 yards away. Get him. And then look, you over there on the other side of me, man. But you know what? We're gonna let Hargeet go pop him first, and then we'll let you finish him off.
Oh wait, who's not to be left out? Oh,
yep, that's me.
Man, look a little rough there.
Yeah,
that's all right. You did you justice in this one.
Yes, he did.
There we go.
There you go.
I got you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Farky. Thank you. At least I got that one. That one's look at holding the Xbox we were talking about. I was like, tell me he didn't do me dirty with the PlayStation. But no, he's got the Xbox controller in
Wait
there.
a minute. Look at this picture. Look real close. Look at the girl's face. That. He put my face on the girl behind you.
Oh, I just
Nice.
noticed that. Yeah, the
I
and
just
you wearing the
noticed that.
Uggs with. Oh my goodness, man. Okay,
You look
that's
good in
great.
there.
Oh, do I look at you?
Yeah, But body all right. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you the body all right. You got to work on that face though. But everything all right.
I'll save later for you.
Oh
Lord.
man,
Oh,
that
my
is
God.
awesome, Farq. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
And Kay, I'll send you those here in a little bit, man. I'll send you those images so you can use them at your disposal, man. Any way you want to do them.
Oh
Okay.
man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use them.
Heck
Huh.
yeah, heck
Definitely.
yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, man.
So yeah, Farq is absolutely the mad genius. The WEBDAVE, you pull it off. Yeah, do I? Thanks. Must be the Uggs.
It's the
It's the Uggs. All right, so let's get on to, I guess, one of our topics tonight. Like I said, we're going to start with, we got 130 people here. Thank you so much for joining us. Please hit the like button if you like what we're doing. If you don't like what we're doing, hit the dislike button. That's fine. It still helps us out. I mean, if that's the way you feel about it. But we do appreciate you here, and I do mean that very much. A lot of places to watch, a lot of places to hang out, and we appreciate you hanging out with us. So thank you so much for being here with us on a Sunday night. And so I'm going to share this screen coming up. I'm going to share two different ones, but share this one first. So this is an artist rendition. But from what people are saying, what people are seeing, what happened at the convention last week, there's a lot of people that are, I guess, companies that are making accessories for this quote unquote Switch 2 that hasn't officially been revealed yet. And from, they're just like, we got to start promoting this stuff because it's coming out soon. Well, how soon, we don't know. But yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that look possibly legit to you? Anybody?
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Looks right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it
I
is.
think so.
maybe. I don't know. Nintendo is a little quirky on how they do things, but I don't think that they're going to go too far away from what was so popular about the first Switch. So, I think color would be definitely different. I mean, I would love a black on black like that,
Yeah.
but I think that they might do something color wise differently. But I don't think it's going to be too much different from what that picture is, honestly.
Yeah. I'm going to show this other picture real quick. There is a nice comparison shot that somebody had of kind of what the two would look like comparative size wise. So that's like the actual from the rendition to the other, because I think it's supposed to be, they're saying it's like an 8-inch screen on the new one.
Yeah, looks like it's growing up.
It does. Oh, growing up, and let's hope the insides are all grown up too. At least so it can play some,
It looks
some
like
better
it's going
things.
to, right? So
Yeah.
it looks like it's going to.
And I do like the what people have said, the idea that instead of which the rails were fine, they did work, but that this one is supposed to have like magnets that can click in there, and you can just to make it easier connections in and out. Also,
Yeah, I saw that.
that we've heard that there's and hopefully that it was the hollow joysticks. Is that what they're? Is that hollow? Hollow?
Oh, the Hall effect.
Hall effect. Yeah,
Mhm.
the like a really high end type. So no stick drift, basically.
Yeah.
So, and if that's the case, I'm all for that. So, yeah, it looks. Go ahead.
I don't use the Joy-Cons, so I almost never use it portable. I always use it with the docked mode, and I have the Pro controller. So
Right.
That's it. Perfect.
So it doesn't really.
And I got the Pro controller
too,
too, but a lot of times I just grab the Joy-Cons and slide them in the little attachment thing to put them together and to still make a quote unquote controller out of it.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just sometimes I just like doing that. I'm silly like that, I guess. But
yeah, no, I'm the same. I always keep it docked. There was only really twice that I undocked it. I'm kind of standard old school guy like that. I preferred it docked. But yeah, no, I mean, having a bigger screen is definitely going to be a plus. I mean, for me, it was just more because I got really big hands. So, and the Switch is kind of, it's fine, but then, you playing Smash Brothers or something of that of that ilk, and with the handheld, it's going to cramp up them hands. You know what I'm saying? Especially me at my age, man. Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying. So, but you know, I mean, I'm excited about it. I think more so. Not for the fact that it's, you know, because it's going to be the Switch 2. It's just because I think that the parts inside, like you was alluding to, it's going to be a little bit more potent. I think it will be 4K. I don't see the reason why it wouldn't. I mean, we get 4K televisions now at like $175. So I mean, it's the right time to bring that out and have a 4K. Maybe not all games will press 4K and maybe not need to. So they might be 1440p 30, but I think definitely if you can get that, you got it docked and you can get 4K 30. I don't think that that's a fail whatsoever, especially with how Nintendo they bring their games, and especially when they elite games like Splatoon, Mario Kart, Mario. They'll be fine. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to see what it is. I just don't. I would love for them to come all black, but I just, you know, they're goofy like that, so they're going to be some kind of crazy, probably double color like they did with the Switch 1. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am. So.
What do you think, Cork?
No, definitely. I mean, I'm the other way. I only played really my Switch when I traveled, you know, working in the airline industry for the most part. Yeah, I was traveling, and that's usually the only time I ever played. So I got used to having the little kickstand and just playing it with the Joy-Cons. I did have it docked for a while when I first got it, but for the most part, I mostly use this as like my travel console, kind of before the cloud and everything, xCloud and stuff got built up. It looks great. It looks sleek. I'm probably going to get the Switch 2 as soon as it comes out. I'm hoping, like I said, I don't know. I'm hoping that the hardware is a little bit more upgraded. But I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to kind of skimp out a little bit and cheapen it up, just to save on costs. You know, that's kind of just the company that they are. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I really can't wait to see the hardware and see what it does, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Awesome. Me too. Hargeet, before we get to your comments on this. So I guess I have a couple of comments we'll highlight real quick. I know you like this one.
The game adaptation newscast. Only cool people use the Pro Controller.
Facts. Talk about it.
And then this is, I guess this is for Kmega.
Oh yeah, big hands, big gloves. Shout out to Crispy, and then I also seen somebody else that shouted me out with was Adidas. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the chat. I was trying to type in something, but it wouldn't come through. But that's okay. But thank you guys for showing me love. Salute to y'all, and salute to Crispy, man, former Next podcast member. You know what I'm saying? Crispy, we go back and forth on a lot of stuff. We don't see eye to eye, but I love Crispy to death. Other than he is a Chiefs fan and I am a Rams fan. Other than that, then we can move on.
There you go. Also, welcome out to Paris Lilly, who's in the chat. Paris. Good to have
Paris,
you here.
DLSS will do the heavy lifting for Switch. Yeah, absolutely. And this is NVIDIA's chance to sort of push the console.
So NVIDIA is going to be on there.
Yeah, this is all NVIDIA. It's their CPU and GPU, right? So it's all an NVIDIA.
They're cooking,
right? So.
Oh yeah, they're good.
So this is their chance to say, "Oh, you guys only want to use AMD? Well, we can do stuff too." And you know, they can push the envelope and see what they get with it. And DLSS certainly is ahead of AMD's FSR, right? So we will see what they pull off with this, right? So Paris, again, expect old Switch games to get a performance increase too. That is one of the things I would love to see. I'd love to see like a up-res,
that's
right?
not
They can uncap
Nintendo,
frame
though.
rates, things like that. But we will see. Like we always assume everybody stays static, right? Nintendo could decide, hey, we're gonna do what the other players have done, and do some sort of up-resing, and what the heck, right? We'll see what what they pull off. But you're right. A lot of the times they're like, buy it again. Here's a remaster. Yeah, right. But we'll see. We'll see what they pull off, right? But
they might still do that, though. I mean, I'm not discounting what Paris is saying. He has more intel than I do for sure. But the thing for me is that Nintendo is Nintendo. They're gonna skim you dry. So the thing that I think is like,
right?
is that they will have an enhanced mode that will use DLSS on for their older titles, but you still got to pay for it in some capacity. I just don't see Nintendo being, console or Nintendo friendly like that in order for them to just say, hell, here you could play your older games, you can transfer your older. Yeah, no, that's just not Nintendo's way. But we'll see. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope Paris is correct, but I just think that Nintendo is going to have some kind of angle going forwut.
He also they said I'm only speculating, no inside info, which we respect that for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But also in Paris, just
we got some more gifted memberships.
We do.
Showtime Reezy gifted 5 WebDave memberships. Let's give him the and then we get the list for you here. It's Xbox Frontline. That's King David, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, King David. Handheld 114. Nissa Hauer, and then Xbox Game Pass only, and sometimes PS4 LOL, and then Lil Will.
So congratulations and thank you again, Showtime Rizzy, and for doing that, and of course thanks to Spartan 661 for gifting 5 memberships earlier as well. Greatly appreciate you guys. You guys are rock, absolutely awesome. Lots of great members of the chat in there. I said Ray Chill's here, Crispy Bomb's here, the distinctive one. I love it. Jigger J is here. Danny Passion Official. Lots of course, Abdel 114. It's so many great members of the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you, each and every one. If I didn't call your name out, it's just because I'm trying to do a show. So anyway, I'm just kidding. But I would say this, Paris. Just on a side note, I believe you're most likely going to end up going to whatever Summer Game Fest, whatever summer thing in June. Me and Hargeet are both planning on going separately, of course. But yeah, if we may chat later to see if you have like any ideas on some dates yet, or maybe when you find out some dates, you pass that along to us so we can, I got to make some reservations so I can get a place. But anyway,
yes.
So yeah, definitely coming out to hang out with Corkenstein or Corkenstein. I'm just kidding. The Corky one. That's it. Corkster. I like that one.
Corkster.
There we go. That works.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, and then so on to the Switch again. Let's see.
Yes.
As far as this, it looks like it is kind of legit as far as the size and everything. It's probably legit. Is it going to be the same colors? I agree, Kmega. They usually do bundle deals. There's going to be a Mario Kart version, and it's going to have some Mario Kart colors. There's going to be a Mario version. They do that all the time, right? And then they get us every time we buy the Zelda version. That's what we do. So now they sell a ton of consoles, but yeah, whatever. I'm sure they'll have fun with that. They'll also just sell the Joy-Con separately in different colors, and you'll fall for that too. And buy those as well. It's just the way it goes, right? I don't know how many Pro controllers I bought because there's a Zelda one, there's a Mario one. It's like, so I have those two, but whatever. But yeah, I'm like looking forward to the launch lineup. Right, we hear rumors of what things are coming for the launch. But yeah, it's going to be, it's a new hardware. Right? This is great. Like we got a new gen for them, and it's going to start playing third-party games that have been skipping the Nintendo Switch. So that is a very good thing, right? We finally have some more competition in this space for the big third-party games. So I like it. But I'm just interested in just their first party. Like they have so many awesome games. I can't wait to see what the new Mario looks like, what Mario Kart's going to look like. I agree with you on the 4K as far as the output. It's not going to do obviously native 4K. That's very rare that's going to be able to do that, right? But it will output 4K. I think the current one is 1080, right? So it doesn't really output 4K. So they will at least have the HDMI 2 something, whether it's 2.0 or 2.1, whatever, right? But they will do the 4K. And then it'll all be up-res. It's not going to be native 4K, but it'll do up-res. But look, anything at like even 1080 native up-res to 1440 is going to look good. So let's see what they pull off. NVIDIA is really good at doing that. So let's see what they can pull off. I hope they have spent a lot of time trying to make this into a really awesome console. The original Switch wasn't really a console APU. It was intended to be something else. They just took an off-the-shelf component that NVIDIA had and just decided to slap it together with a console and make it, right? So this is a collaboration between NVIDIA and Nintendo. So they hopefully did a good job trying to make it really, really good for gaming specifically. I'm always amazed at what they pull off with the Switch, right? Like you see those first party games and they still look really good for what that little device is, right? They do a pretty damn good job. So, I'm looking forward to what they pull off with something with actual performance now, with some level of performance, and see what they can do. And they actually now have competition, right? This is not just the Switch now. Now you have all these other entrants in here with a Steam Deck and Lenovo and Asus and all these other players are coming into it. And Xbox has pretty much announced that they're going to have one as well. Right. And I think there's hints of the Portal having a V-Next that's going to be able to play native games from PlayStation. Right. So like this is now going to be a more competitive market. So they have to bring it, and we'll see what they do on pricing, what they do on power, how they compete. But I think that's a good thing, right? That competition pushes people to do better, give you better capabilities, better value. So this is good stuff, right? So we'll see what they do here. But their first party lineup is just so killer that you're just gonna want to play it if you happen to be a fan at all of any Nintendo games, and I certainly am. So I can't wait to see what they do with it. I hear there's some Breath of the Wild remaster, not even Tears of the Kingdom, but Breath of the Wild remaster type thingy coming that's gonna have higher graphical fidelity on this thing. Fantastic. I'd love to see what they do with some of their older games. Like you were saying, are they going to make us buy them again, which is probably the case, or are they going to like just say, hey, you know what, you can up-res with your current library, but it's probably like a good 70% they're going to make you buy it again in some form or fashion. So we will see, but we're suckers and we will. So that's what's going to happen anyway. But like, yeah, I can't wait to see that 3D Mario. They supposedly, these rumors now, but they supposedly took the money they got from the Mario movie to make the game look like the movie. And man, I can't wait to see what that looks like, man. Wow. I can't wait to see what that looks like. If they can really pull that off, holy crap. But hey, I'll give it to Nintendo. They make those games look so good on that little dinky machine. So I can't wait to see what they pull off with this thing. Full DLSS capabilities, right? This will be awesome. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Day one purchase for me. I don't know when the pre-orders happen. There's rumors about that too, right? That it's going to be announced next week, this coming Friday, and that it's supposedly coming out in March. Awesome. I just like, this is just awesome stuff. This year is going to be so good. So another new console with a whole bunch of games. It'll be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, larger thing, that's fine, but larger screen, that is. But I'm hoping the Pro Controller just continues and I can just keep using that. It's the same problem for me. Like my hands get cramped if I use this thing. So I just want the normal controller. I love the fact that it's staggered sticks like the Xbox controller. Like that's what I like. It just works for me. So I'm happy with the Pro Controller the way it is. So continue that, or if they want to make a new version of that, fair enough. Maybe they add more features to it. I don't know, because that's the other thing. We don't know what the new gimmick is going to be, right?
Right.
Every gen they do something that's going to add to the previous, right? And they do something cool. What's the new thing going to be? I don't even know what that is. I'm looking forward to the whole thing. It's going to be great. Nintendo always does some awesome stuff. So looking forward to what they have to announce. Great stuff.
I was going to say, Hargeet, you think they have? Well, I don't know, because like you said, the PC, I guess, handheld market, almost PC, I guess, with the handheld with Lenovo and Steam Deck and everything. Do you feel like they have to compete with them? I mean, especially with their, it's kind of that iffy point for me. I could see why they would want to try and come in really with the heavy hardware, but then why they wouldn't, given their games. They're not very intensive
the
games.
distinction, right? Is that they have their first party lineup that is so killer that's why people engage, right? If, however, you're a casual player that's like, but I just want to play Call of Duty. It's like, okay, now you will be able to play that on a Switch, but you can also play it on a Steam Deck. You can also play it on a Lenovo Legion Go or a Asus ROG Ally or whatever else, an Aya Neo or whatever other device you want to play with, right? So if Xbox comes up with theirs, if PlayStation comes up with theirs, those are also going to be compelling devices, right? So then you have to kind of think, is it just, is the Nintendo just the answer or not? For me, the best part about the Nintendo is I can control the library and give it to a kid. And I can pretty much guarantee if I buy the Nintendo normal catalog, their first party, it's going to be family friendly, right? They're not going to have weird things in there that are going to be something you don't want a child to see, right? So whereas with the other ones, they have some games like that, but generally the first party catalog of Xbox or PlayStation has a more mature tinge to them instead of the more family friendly tinge, right? Your Mario parties, your Mario Karts, all those games generally tend to be very, very family friendly. Animal Crossing, et cetera, right? So that's the thing you get with the Nintendo. You can just plop that down. There you go. Steam Deck is going to be the Steam library, which is like everything. Yes, there are things you can do to lock it down, but it's still more management than saying, here's your 2 cartridges. That's what you get to play, right? So, and I don't know what that's going to look like going forward. They do need to have the sort of the NVMe or something close to that for speed. They are saying that's going to kind of be, there's rumors anyways, that it's going to have that performance to give you that equivalence that Xbox and PlayStation have from a loading perspective, ability to load assets faster so you can kind of do some of the more next-gen features, right? But we'll see what they do with that. But the cartridge slot's apparently still there, right? So they can still, you can lock it down and say, hey, these are the 2 games you get to play, have fun, right? And that's it. And we'll see how that goes, right? So I still think it's a great, family-friendly console with their launch, their catalog, their first-party catalog. So you're right; they may not have to necessarily compete there, but from an average, like one of us buying a console, if you had a console that had everything PC, would you buy that?
Yeah.
If it's a console interface, yes. That's been the main stumbling block, right? So if you have the Steam Deck, it's a console interface. You're locked to the Steam library, but that's not terrible, right? But you don't get Game Pass, for instance. But hey, you get almost everything that comes out on PC is on Steam. So you can just buy the games and play it, and you have a console interface. Not bad, right? You buy one of the other ones, the problem you run into is that console interface isn't there. It's a Windows interface, which sucks. And that's one of the things that has been somewhat rectified by having the Lenovo announcement that they had this CES, where they're going to have a Steam OS version, right? So there you go. That's another potential thing where it has a Steam interface, which is cool. Xbox is working on their version, which is going to have the Xbox interface, which is very cool, right? So if it kind of mixes all the worlds together, then you have to make a choice of which one do you want. Now, for me, I don't care. I'm going to get the Nintendo one because I want the Nintendo library, right? I'm going to have a landed desktop console that's sitting underneath the TV to play all my Xbox games because I want to play them on a big TV. Some people like you, Corkenstein, you actually travel, right? So you want to take it with you. You would have to then ask, which one do I take with me? Do I take the Switch, or do I take the whatever Xbox certified Asus device or Lenovo device or Alienware device or whatever it is, right? Which one do you want? So you would have to make that choice. And do you want to own both, or do you want to have both and then take both with you, right? You'd have to kind of figure that out. So this is kind of an interesting area. So it is somewhat of a competition, I think, and that there is that, hey, what do I take with me? I have both. Do I pick one, or do I buy both or not, right?
Right.
So there's some competition there. I don't know. It's an open, interesting question, right? So what do you guys?
That it is.
They'd have to worry about price too. One of the biggest pluses of the Nintendo Switch was that it came in vastly, under price compared to a big console, of course, because of the hardware. But I guess that's what they'll have to worry about. I mean, I still think maybe if it came in, the Series S kind of changed the game too. I mean, now that we have something like that, it's not portable. Well, you can with the U-Spec, but it's not portable natively, but yeah, who knows if they came in at 400 would, because they want a little beefier hardware, I guess it just depends on how much Nintendo's willing to take a hit on what they're going to put inside that little.
Well, that's the thing.
cartridge.
Nintendo is one of the only companies that doesn't do things at a loss. In other words,
Mhm.
their hardware is
Mhm.
necessarily profitable, but at least it's paid for
Sure.
itself when it comes
Yeah.
out. So they
Well,
don't.
ever since the Wii, right? That's what they did, right? Because you
Right.
know, Sony kind of destroyed that market for them. They used to own it,
Yep.
and then you know, they were happy to do the "we'll take the hit" thing, but they kept losing the PlayStation.
Yep.
And so then they're like, "To hell with that. We're not gonna do that anymore." So with the Wii, they're like, "Nope, we do it at a profit. You make money on every console sold." And hey, it's been working for them. So
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think that overall with the handheld market, and I'm, you know, if anybody that follows me know that I'm not the biggest handheld guy. I'm just not. I respect it just like I respect VR. But I feel Nintendo is fine in this space, especially even if they priced it at 500. I think that because of what PlayStation has done and what Xbox has done by now lowering the price of their Series X to a comparable price of 400 or less, we're looking at PlayStation Pro being at 700, PlayStation 5 being at 550, Series X being at 500, 550 in certain regions, and then you looking at the one thing that is affordable that keeps getting looked over is the Series S being at 300 or less when you find a good deal. Nintendo can go ahead and can kind of play around at 400 and just kind of dominate that market, because the one thing that even with the Steam machine and everything else, right? Like I understand all this competition is coming, though. The one thing that even with Steam and even with everything else that's coming into even PlayStation, whatever, Nintendo's fans come to the party. You know, you don't know what games that are going to bring the PC gamers. You don't know what games is going to bring the PlayStation gamers. You don't know what games is going to bring the Xbox gamers, especially with a handheld peripheral. So to me, it's like Nintendo knows that they're fine and they're safe in that space, especially within the console space. So if they wanted to go ahead and just say, let's go ahead and try 500, I think that they would be fine. Would it be sticky? Yeah, but if they do 400, it's a cakewalk. So and then at that point, when there's going to be those people that kind of challenge them about, well, not all their games is 4K, this, that, and the third. Well, you can go back and look at, well, this console started out at $400, right? Like, so Nintendo can do whatever that they want to in the console space. They are the only ones, in my opinion, out of the big three that can do whatever they want to because of their exclusive rights to their IPs. The gamers follow them. It doesn't matter where they go. It says something when PlayStation and Xbox, they're starting to get this, the whole exclusivity thing is about to go somewhere, right? But with Nintendo, they're still solid in where they're at, and their gaming following stays with them. So I think they're fine. I think if they wanted to go 500, I think that they're safe. If they go 400, we're looking at another. We're looking at the Switch 2 overtaking the PlayStation 4 sales numbers yet again. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, well, I do agree with that. I think it's exciting times. And this is just at CES they had this. I'm just going to show it. That's what's on the screen. But they also introduced the a handheld Atari system. It's around 150 is what it's going to be. Actually, kind of looks kind of cool. I might pick one up just to have for the nostalgia. And it even has output, as far as I know, so you can put it out on TV. I'll play it. Clip for you real quick.
For me, Web is this, right? Me and you are around the same age. I don't know how old Cork is. I don't know how old Hargeek is, but me and you are around the same age. And this is dope. I love it. 150, I'm on it, right?
Yep.
But how many of the gaming audience, especially if you're not born in the 80s or the 70s, is going to give a damn about this device? You know what I mean? Like that. I do love and appreciate that Atari is still trying. I do.
Yeah.
And I want them to. I want the competition to go all over the place. But until Atari brings out that an IP that shocks the gaming industry, that get people to pay attention to Atari is just going to be what it is. It's something, a fossil of the past. So I do appreciate this. If Commodore wanted to do something, or if there was Neo Geo wanted to do something, that's great. But we're looking at a situation where Atari is trying to reach to maintain relevance. It's kind of like the old boxer that keeps boxing, and nobody gives a damn about them anymore because they know that they're going to get knocked out by the younger boxers. So that's why I'm saying, Atari, you got to probably maybe get into game development more than thinking about bringing out hardware, because it's not it for you right now. Your time is up. You got to do something better. But I mean, but as for me and you as old heads, I respect it. But everybody else is
just
looking
call
at that.
Atari Mike Tyson.
No, it's beyond Mike Tyson. It's Larry Holmes, brother. I don't know if you know who Mike Tyson or Larry Holmes is, but yeah, Spinks.
And you guys
Duran. Yeah.
Sounds very serious.
Oh yeah, it sounds new age.
I like how they have the Jaguar number pad on there as well.
I like that beat though. Hey.
Got my interest up. Okay. Pick it up.
No, it's dope. But let me make this point, Dave. Let me make this
go
point.
ahead.
And I got as an old guy, I know this, right? And I recently had this experience not too long ago, right? Okay, so I go into the club, right? I put on my best, right? I'm looking clean, fresh, beard looking right, silky, it's shiny. You know what I'm saying? I get looked at, I get hollered at a couple of young girls and stuff like that. But then I understand that when I get into the club, I'm old as hell. And my time is up. That's just the reality of it, bro. That is what I just seen. Atari sit there and had the beat, had the look, everything about that handheld looked fire. But the one thing they didn't show was the games. You know what I mean? So that's the difference between coming out and presenting yourself looking good on the surface, but at the end of the day, what do you have that can compete with this other 25-year-old or 30-year-old that has something that has way more spunk than your old ass that's approaching 50? That's my thing going on with Atari right there with what I just seen. I'm just being real about it. I'm with you. $150. That's very affordable for that. But again, with Atari, what they need to do is get into game development to get people to notice them again, more so than bringing hardware, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And they had a lot of good IPs at the time. So who knows? And I still think that if things had gone differently when they were trying to make their company, the Jaguar I love that thing. It's still one of the controllers.
It was cool for what it was. It just man.
Yeah, it came at the wrong time.
PlayStation and Saturn were just too much for them.
Yep. But anyway, so I'm sorry. The reason I'm all freaked out is because, well, not freaked out, but so our buddy Farq. I think he has it out for me today. Farq, I'm gonna show it. Just
Farq.
You work so hard on it,
Mhm.
little buddy. Fark you, fark you, fark you. Bad
Wow.
fark you.
Man.
That's
I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all.
no respect. No respect at all. That's all right. That's right. Dirt, tell them about it.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Dream Dave guy. No, Abdel. Bad
Wow.
you. Bad fark you. Anyway, all right. I didn't have to show it, but I did because it kind of looks like Zuckerberg. Jesus Christ. All righty then. Oh, let's see. All right. So where the hell? Let's talk about the Developers Direct. What do you say, guys? Want to talk about that? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, what's Fark you been smoking? I don't know.
I mean, while we're on the consoles thing, we could talk about the whole Jason Ronald thing.
Yeah,
Get
go
that
ahead.
out of the way, right?
You Hargeet, you take it off.
Okay, so Jason Ronald did speak at CES, and the gist of it is like we've been saying for a while, like I've been saying for years, they're mixing up Windows and Xbox because that was the obvious next step. So you will have sort of a Xbox mode on your Windows, and some of the Windows capabilities are going to Xbox. What that looks like going forward, they haven't detailed. But you can kind of guess, right? The big assumption here is that you would be able to bring the other stores onto your Xbox. And then the Xbox kind of goes. So this is an Xbox just essentially is everywhere. You know, ubiquitousness of Windows becomes Xbox. And when you get to that level, the whole idea of exclusivity kind of becomes moot. It doesn't matter because every game is coming to Windows anyway. So that includes your PlayStation library. Technically, it includes your Nintendo library, just not legally. But you know, you have access to everything, and that just kind of changes the whole game, as it were, pun intended. So look, this was always going to be the path. Originally, when Xbox was being developed, that was what Bill Gates wanted. He wanted Windows to be the console. And we're kind of just coming full circle. That's essentially where things are going. The Xbox is Windows already. It's just a very minimal set of Windows. And the rest of it is the very tailored Xbox UI and the gaming system. And that's what they kind of leverage. They're trying to see how they can port that into Windows itself. And if that can happen, we're looking at just a whole new level at this point, right? So one of the things to think about, Sarah was talking about how they're going to look at backwards compatibility and forwards compatibility. And when you think about forwards compatibility, that means bringing your library to the future and this future, path that they're on with Windows. So presumptions, again, not guaranteed, but that there would essentially be your catalog of games that you have with your Xbox will just come with you onto this new journey of Windows, Xbox merged. And this is a very exciting thing for me. I love it. This is the way I want it to go anyway, right? Because now you say, I want a 4090, no problem. I want a 5090, no problem. Find the certified partner that gives you an Xbox that runs at whatever performance characteristics you want. Put it under your TV. It boots up, shows up Xbox, plays Xbox, has quick resume, has all the cool bells and whistles. You don't know the better. It's the same bloody thing for you, but you get to play your games the way you want to play them, right? And you get to bring your Steam catalog, your Epic catalog, your whatever catalog, all with you. Yes, please. Yes, please. This is exactly what we need. It takes away the whole thing of like exclusive here. I had to buy this box to do that. And who cares? I get one box. It gives me everything. right? And whatever performance level I want to pay for, if I can only afford $400, I get this performance level. If I can afford 1,000, I get this. If I 2,000, I get this. My choice, right? I get to choose. Great. That's freaking awesome. Choose whatever peripheral you like. I don't care. You like your controllers with symmetric sticks, go for it. You want staggered sticks, go for it. Who cares? Whatever you want, your world. Go do whatever you like. You want to buy a Dell? Fine. You want to buy a ROG Ally equivalent? Fine. You want to buy the Lenovo? Fine. Right? You want to buy the Microsoft device? Fine. They'll give you one. That's the world I'd love to be in, because now it feels like I buy a laptop. Who cares who makes it? Like, I don't care. Right? I can buy the Surface. I can buy my Dell. I can buy a Lenovo. I can whatever. Who I go with is up to me based on the characteristics of the device. Does it look right? Does it do the performance I want? Does it have the storage I want? Etc. It's my choice, right? That's where we're going to end up. And that would be fantastic. Fantastic. So if we can get to that point, yes, please. I love it. So I like, okay, you want me to read the super chat first?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Victor Alstein, $2. Atari could work with Xbox to have the Xbox OS. Yes. You know who else could?
Yeah,
PlayStation
it could.
do that too. I'm just saying PlayStation could do that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and read Paris's comment there too, real quick.
Paris, the game changer is if we can build our own Xbox machine if they offer the OS to customers. Look, you can have that, but Paris, the problem is going to be if you want seamless OS updates, like in other words, the drivers and all that stuff, they'd have to partner. The problem with not doing it that way is they don't know, so they can't bundle it in correctly, right? So they could change the whole paradigm and say all hardware has to go through them for updates, but they're not going to do that because it's an open OS. They allow you to buy whatever hardware you want. That hardware provider can provide whatever drivers they want at whatever schedule they like. If it's an integrated device, like a Surface, for instance, I don't get drivers. I don't get it. It's all automatic. Windows Update goes and does it for me because they know what device it is, what it has inside the device. It just handles it just like the Xbox, right? You don't think about the drivers for everything. It just does all of that shit in the background. It just updates everything for you automatically. That's what you want. You want a console experience to eliminate that problem, right? So, and yeah, exactly. I agree. There are security concerns too. Exactly, right? Because then they're going to build in the correct security hardware layer, but also the secure channels they have for their wireless and all that stuff. That's going to be built into the device as well, right? So, so for those who don't know the peripherals, you can't just go and make a peripheral for Xbox. You have to actually have a security chip inside the peripheral that connects to the Xbox secure channels. So you're required to do that as part of their ecosystem.
He had to follow
so
up.
All that would be built in, right? All that would be partnered together. So you would be none the wiser. You don't care, right? It would just be, I'd buy an Asus ROG Xbox. Cool, right? And it just happens to do all the stuff in the background that you need to do, but you don't have to worry about the update process and all this. It's just, it feels like an Xbox. It just updates every, patch Tuesday, and you get your OS update, and all this stuff just works. You don't worry about it, right? That's what you want. You just want it to be a console, but performance characteristics of what you want, right? I can't wait for that world. That would be awesome, because that's the one thing I hate about my PC is you end up having to bring out, I have one of these suckers that I have to have because every now and then the stupid dialogue boxes show up, and you have to do the keyboard mouse click yes, right? And I'm sick of it. I don't want to deal with that. I want it to be a console, right? I already do computers as a job. I don't want to. I want to just play my games.
Paris had another comment there, Hargeet, if you want to read that real quick.
I agree. And there are security concerns too. Is there another one? Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, exactly. There are, because if you put it together, you can do whatever you want, right? So they're gonna have to lock it a bit. It's gonna have to be that way. Fair enough. I would love this if they can make it happen. This would be fantastic, right? So now that doesn't mean that you wouldn't get some of the benefits, right? You can build your machine, you'd get some of the benefits, but you would have some of the Windowsiness because, of course, you have some of your own stuff in there, right? So you'll have to kind of deal with that. Yeah. So,
all right. So Corkenstein, what are your thoughts about what Jason Rollins said, and this possibility that this next Xbox can be really, the handheld port could be beefy and sooner than we think.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's right. Hargeet's right. I mean, they've been kind of setting this up too since the Xbox Series X release, when they switched, I believe, from the SDK to the GDK, because now instead of it being just straight Xbox, with the SDK, now the GDK allows you to also develop for PC and bring everything over together. You just need, I think, was it the GDK X? I think it is. It's like an extension to bring in some of the Xbox features, and it's like an API extension or something like that. Yeah, for the Xbox. So, I mean, they've been kind of setting this up, to merge all of this into one kind of centralized platform for a while now. And it seems like this has always been kind of the end goal, to get everybody locked in and Xbox to be on everywhere. So, that's what they've started doing with the, PC, with mobile, with cloud, all of that, and PC. What was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was just me. Oh, no. Keep going. I'm sorry. That was just
No.
me.
I thought you had something to add into it. I was like, oh, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I was
missed
just
one of
clearing my
them.
throat. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, dude. It's all good.
Hold on,
I
let me
thought I
mute.
missed one.
No,
Yeah,
you're
so
fine.
it is, this is what they've been setting up for. And this is why I even still think, like, Steam on the next Xbox console is very, very possible now. And, especially if they're trying to integrate with, bringing Xbox to Windows and Windows to Xbox and kind of merge them into one platform. This is something, too, that they probably realized when Xbox became a pillar of Microsoft. What was it, a year ago, that they actually revenue-wise beat Windows in revenue, I think, for one of their quarters or something like that. That pretty much makes them a staple, a foundation, a pillar of Microsoft now. That's why I think it's funny when people are like, oh, Xbox is dead or whatever. The Xbox isn't going anywhere. It's not. This only proves it, that it's here to stay and it's gonna be there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think, if anything, they've built the foundation. I think this is when we start seeing them just build upon that foundation now.
Agreed. Okay, what do you think about that, Kmega?
No, I agree with both gentlemen on this one. I mean, it goes back to when we were speculating about the Series X before it came out. I forgot what the project name was it back then, and everybody was bringing up the point of where Xbox was going to bring a device that was going to be interchangeable to where to how you want it to be. So, for instance, if you wanted it to have, because of third party, if you wanted it to be a more superior box compared to what was in factory, then there will be components that you can add and switch in. And I don't know if people remember that overall, but that was pretty interesting to me when we was having those conversations over the years about what was going to happen with the new Xbox. That didn't happen with the Series X. The Series X is very comparable for what it is, especially for this generation. But going forward, what we see now is that there is a group of gamers now that want everything and is willing to pay for it. And then we want another group of gamers that want some of everything, but don't want to pay for it. So therefore, as we look at the difference between, well, you look at what PlayStation is doing and how their strategy is going, I think that is a losing strategy overall, in my opinion. But I think what Xbox is trying to do is the proper approach, especially going into where Xbox and PlayStation is synonymous to power, right? Like Nintendo can get away with whatever they want to, right? Like they don't have to have the most powerful console because of their first party lineup, right? Xbox, PlayStation, it's all about their first party lineup. It was about exclusivity. Xbox they've been trying to get away from the whole exclusivity or console war concept. Phil has been saying for years how much he's hated that conversation. So now we're here. Mm-hmm. Some people like it, some people don't. But the reality of it is that, listen, exclusivity is with the Xbox and PlayStation is almost like a dinosaur. It's there. PlayStation is holding on for dear life because that is their true blood. Xbox doesn't have to really hold on to it in the reality of it, even though for traditional Xbox gamers like myself and others, we don't like this move because we're old heads. But at the scheme of things, most people don't give a damn. It's all about the systems within of what you like. If Game Pass is important to you, if Xbox infrastructure is better than PlayStation's, vice versa. Let's go from there, right? So I think that for what Xbox is trying to do overall, I think it benefits them to do this, especially when Xbox and PC or Windows and PC is synonymous, and that's exactly what they wanted to do, and that's what like Hargeet was already bringing up. It makes so much sense to do it. I know that traditionalists don't like it, but this is the future of it, and this is exactly where it needs to be. And the only thing that I will add to this, going forward with the next Xbox, is that if you can't, and what I really would want them to do, is that Xbox has always been innovative and creative with what they've done with the OG Xbox, with the 360, and with the Xbox One. They listen to too many content creators, especially Xbox content creators that now over here solicited PlayStation and kiss their ass. Get back to those roots, because the one thing about the 360 and the Xbox One, they brought a whole new element of the casual market and also the gaming market involved into both consoles. The OG Xbox was just trying to get into the fold, and a lot of people like myself that was a hardcore PlayStation fan was ignorant, didn't know a lot of stuff what was going on. And then when I seen what the OG Xbox did, it was late in this gen, but I was like, oh shit, this is fantastic. Now going to the 360, when I bought it day one, and the OG and the Xbox One, I'm like, oh my God, I need picture in picture. I need those aspects of like you bringing in 1 versus 100. I need those casual features as though all of us can sit back and, hey, this new movie is coming out. I bought it. How about we all watch it together? See, the biggest problem was I just want my console to be a console. When you look at the PlayStation 5, it's not just a console being a console. Xbox needs to get back to that, to where we can have those type of features that made the 360 the monster that it was, that made the Xbox One a monster, but they took it away because they listened to the wrong people, in my opinion. If you can implement those into the new Xbox on top of the features with integrating PC, it is not only a winning formula, it is the only formula, and the only one that can get away with that is Nintendo, because Nintendo can still be that traditional console. And I guarantee you, it's the same thing that we've seen that was happening in the 360 generation, and why so many PlayStation fans or stands got nervous about what was going forward until Xbox stepped out of their bounds and got greedy. Mm-hmm. Keep that energy of what you had and what you built. Don't listen to content creators that don't know shit about marketing and don't know anything about what's going on here and there. Make the ultimate entertainment gaming hub. That's what's important, because I don't know I know the topics, but I don't know if we're going to discuss this. But the one thing to me is where I keep going back to when I made this comment on Twitter X and on Blue Sky and others, where I said, hold up. PlayStation can go ahead and can say something about TV, movies, and so forth, and everything is fine. But Xbox couldn't do this when they were trying to present what they were doing, something that was innovative with Quantum Break. Yep. Are you kidding me? So that's, to me, is where Xbox has to get back. Xbox, this part, has to get back to its roots of being innovative on the casual market as well as serving the hardcore, because the 360 was perfect at it. They did it perfectly. They gave us something that we never seen before from a casual standpoint, but they also gave us something that we didn't expect from the hardcore element. If they can implement those things on top of the PC aspect of it, integrating Steam, Epic, and so forth, and everything else, this will be the most perfect, complete console that we have ever seen in the history of man. And Xbox can do that. They just need to listen to themselves and not listen to everybody else that sits there and has a different agenda. Agreed. 100%. Spot on, man. I like that a lot. And right before you said about picture in a picture, Spartan 661 made this comment. Let us have picture in picture again. Bro, I used to argue with Crap Mooch and them when I was on BGST of how important that was. I want my console to be a console. And then look and seeing what they said. What now, since they're now PlayStation fan. Listen, I'm always gonna have love for my BGST brethren, right? But the reality of it is that the PlayStation is more of a media hub than it is a console hub than what the PlayStation 4 was. If you really kind of think of it, the PlayStation 4 was more of a console type of aspect, and they did do their powers and movies and stuff like that. But the reality of it is that gamers, they care about media. If they didn't, we wouldn't have DVD players. We wouldn't have movies that we can buy or we could rent. We wouldn't have other things that we community things to where we can interact with celebrities and anything else. The reality of it is that gaming has changed into an entertainment on top of being what supposedly has been like just a gaming hub. No, that's gone. That's been gone. PlayStation changed that, not Xbox. PlayStation did that with the PlayStation 2 when they introduced the DVD. When they wanted you to buy their DVD movies for their console, and most people did jump on it. That's why it sold the way that it sold, so forth and so forth. Xbox have to get back to those roots of understanding that look, gamers are not only hardcore, but they're casual, and you have to bring that back.
I agree with that.
It's kind of funny you mentioned that, right? But like PlayStation played it from one angle, right? The DVD, the Blu-ray inclusion, and the Xbox original started a whole thing called Xbox Media Center, which became Kodi, right? It's out there still. It's this big media hub thing, and it's still and people still need those kind of things, and it started on Xbox, and it's like you could take advantage of that whole thing and put it back on. Now the beauty is if it goes to a Windowsy thing, right? Now you can just do it because it's Windows.
Right.
You can just do it.
Right.
And how much cooler is that? Like I go ahead and just install whatever media player I want to and have access to all my stuff, right? Along with all the other apps that the Netflixes and all that stuff, right? But you're right. Like that whole thing I thought was like when they were doing that presentation of TV, I was happy. A lot of people out there were like, this is stupid. Where are the games? I'm like, dude, they'll tell you about the games. And they had a better launch lineup than PlayStation.
They did.
And I'm like, so where's the downside? And I love the sharing. I could buy a game and share it with my family.
They were going to do it with 10 people. They were going to do it with 10 of your friends or family. See, they had the idea. I'm sorry. I know that I do this sometimes on your podcast.
That's all right, man. We'll get some super chats here in a few minutes, so okay.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I just want to say this point. Yeah. This is where the ignorance of us as console gamers have sit there and they have set back the Xbox One a generation. It's because we didn't pay attention to their ideas. We listen to people like Angry Joe and others who are PC guys that try to tell you, oh, DRM is bad, but they're PC guys. All they know is DRM. DRM is in every damn thing, from our music to our videos to everything. But again, we were ignorant. We didn't know anything. And especially then when that generation started off, we heard about resolution. I'm like, what the hell is a resolution? And they're talking about blades of grass and things like that. It is a thing now to where Xbox gamers have to be more educated than ever to not fall for the rope-a-dope like we did during the Xbox One generation, because Xbox had a strategy that was so superior to what Xbox would have been well far ahead. And then if they implemented Game Pass on top of you sharing your games with 10 friends and family,
so cool.
Just think about what could have been. But that's okay. It's water under the bridge. We can't change that now. Don't hinder what Xbox's vision is. I understand that some people don't like it. There was people that didn't like that they was putting games on PC. But then when you look at everything about what's going on with these consoles, PC is an intricate part to everything that's pertaining to gaming. And I think that it's going to even move over to Nintendo is going to move over to PC at some point in capacity, especially if prices balloon up. I'm just thinking that's just what's going to happen. But I'm just be patient, Xbox gamers. Stop listening to some people that gets out there and gets you on the rope-a-dope and trying to make you think that it's all doom and gloom. I think that the vision of what Xbox is going to go forward is going to be so much more probable than what we think that's going to be negative.
Yeah,
That's my point.
And by the way, I miss the snap feature. I used
Oh,
to do
yeah.
that all the time,
Oh, my
especially for like
God.
football games and baseball games. I
Oh,
just
my
put it on the
God.
side,
Same.
and I could keep playing my game. And I'm like, oh, and then
Yes.
cool. Will something happen? Cool. I'll pause my game. I'll make that
Flip
the
it
big,
over.
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
it was so cool. It was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
right?
Did that
But
too.
no.
Did that too. Dude, welcome out to the over 310 people that are watching us right now. 200 on YouTube, over 112 now on X, and still none on Twitch. Oh well, sorry Twitch, but all y'all's
Keep pushing.
points
Twitch
that
is
y'all were
coming.
making, Shaun said it best. There you go. But sorry, I had to do that. But I tell you, we got some super chats, Hargee, and
we have a
member
bunch.
chats and a whole bunch of stuff. We need to let's knock these out real quick. And thank you to all these super chats coming in. Sorry, I don't like to break up the show when everybody's on a roll because it's just but we are gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them right now.
All right. Rap God, $2. Who else is stoked for a Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I can't wait. Yeah, it's another one of the many games coming, dude. There's so many games. Rap God again, $2. Microsoft been studying. Their handheld is cooking. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
it'll be
it's going to be
interesting to see what they
big.
come
It's
up with.
really going to be fucking big, guys. It's going to be big, and I don't think we're going to hear about it this year. Just
And
saying.
Bark You renews his membership for 14 months.
Fark you, and your video making ass. Oh, sorry, I'm just kidding. But I do have an idea
Thanks,
for a
Fark
video
you.
for you to make later. We'll talk.
Oh boy.
Turt's gonna hate it. What? No, just kidding. Anyway, here we go.
Rap God again, $2. Xbox handheld has to have Steam. Yes, I hope it does
I
have
agree.
Steam and Epic and
Me
all
too.
that stuff. But
I
yeah.
agree.
Dude, and the thing is, if they have it like the Epic Store, it's like I've got like 50 free games from Epic Store.
I know.
I'm like, that'd be a great place to play them.
Keep claiming the games, guys. It's free. Just go to Epic and claim those PC games for free. Why not? Even if you're not playing, you might as well get the games, and then whenever you decide to play on PC. All right, Showtime Breezy, member for 6 months. I'm covering JD Gamer's shift tonight. Pathetic, poor pecking, pigeon-chested, punk ass. $2 smelly, funky pony. Still got no games. Carry on.
Damn. Now JD. Now hold on. JD ain't that savage. Come on now. Shout out to JD Gamer now. See Showtime. You just extra messy. I like it though.
Yeah, he's messy.
Danny Passion Official, $5. They won't be innovative. It's getting too late for them to get into the handheld market. Handle, I assume he meant handheld market. They should have done it with this generation instead of Series S.
Okay, so let me say this. That really makes no sense because PlayStation has been doing it off and on for the last 20 years, and they're talking about doing it again. So again, why not Xbox try to throw their hat in the fray? And then it doesn't mean that the casual market. See, we in this ball, this sphere of content creators and listeners. We only think that the world evolves around what we say. Trust me, I know plenty of people that are casuals that they know that I do content creating and they don't even listen to my shit. They'll say, "Hey man, don't you do YouTube?" "Yeah, I do YouTube." "Do you watch my channel?" "Nah, I'm sorry, bro, I don't." But I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But when they hear something that catches their interest, if it's a PlayStation or Xbox, if Xbox comes out with a handheld, that's going to get interest for that group of people. Same with PlayStation, same with Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
There are people that aren't going to and refuse to associate themselves with anything that goes with a PC, anything. Just because they are familiar with console and they want that plug and play, they still think that that PC is still complicated and it's not as as user friendly as it is now. So that's why I think that when you say that, I think that what you're doing is that you're having this old mindset of that Xbox can't be a player when there are so many other players out there. I mean, hell, we just seen that Atari is trying to be a player.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I think that we respect your chat, but I think that you're just kind of you're kind of lost in transition on that.
Well, we'll see. But I do see his point that it seems like it would have been better if they'd done it sooner. But then again, hindsight's 2020 because at that time the Steam Deck wasn't out and nobody really realized how big the Steam Deck was going to blow up. And now that it has, it's kind of opened all companies' eyes, including Sony's, who's now talking about going back into the handheld system where they weren't, or they were all done with handhelds. So who knows?
And that's the thing is because of the Series S, this is why they can go into handhelds because look at PlayStation. They're actually they've developed such a thing of developing games on high-end systems. They have to go back to see about dropping down now to lower res, lower games, things like that, which they're not capable of. If it wasn't for the Series S, the handheld might not be that possible right now. So
yeah, good points. Good points all around.
And case in point on this, you can use that same energy with the VR. Because when everybody was asking Xbox to do the VR, how about it? Why I don't see anybody asking for Xbox to do VR now?
I'm so glad they didn't do that. So glad they didn't do it.
Yeah.
All right, Hargey, we got some more of these. We got member stuff that we gotta knock this out. Gotta catch up.
Yep. And then Thatch, renew membership for 6 months.
Yeah, and then
thank you. And then our good friend FarQ in the in his second account, third account, 20th account, whatever it is. Bram Stroker.
Watching you,
YouTube member.
Watching you.
Yes, the fun of it. Showtime Reedy, $2. Yes, Shaun's.
I love it. Okay, so we're pretty much caught up on that. There's a few other great comments that are in there. Thank you all so much for being here. We greatly appreciate so many great members of the community and stuff. We're not done yet by any means. Rand Stoker lives on. Yes, they do. I like that legend. I like it. There you go.
My brother Yobi.
That's right. All right. So where do we want to go, Hargey? We got so many ways to go, but I guess let's go ahead and let's get into.
Let's do AC Shadows, get that out of the way, and then we can move on to the developer direct. Right? That's basically the big topic. Good
call. So you go ahead, you go ahead and start that. I'll bring up the article. I got it.
Yeah. So. Assassin's Creed Shadows, after its delay out of last year into February of this year, has decided to move it to March 20th. So they're saying that it's to add more polish, essentially, right? Just to make it even more ready to go at launch. But you can bring up the article. But essentially, yeah, they're moving it out. I mean, if I had to guess, I think they're doing this. Well, why don't we have you guys talk about it? So, Corkenstein, why don't you go? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's smart. I mean, Ubisoft, despite their current situation, these games print money based off of the MTXs, and I think a lot of people say this is a make or break for them, but I don't think it is really. I mean, these games just naturally just print money for them, which is why they've kind of stayed with the same formula. And they keep just rinsed. I think Outlaws was probably their biggest step out of that, kind of like evolving that open world kind, which I absolutely loved. Outlaws, I really did. I don't care what anybody says. I thought it was an amazing game. It was a lot of fun. But they also got to look and see that there's a lot that is coming out. Especially with Avowed, and there is some stuff. I believe Kingdom Come's coming out as well. In February, I believe I'm probably missing a few more, but it makes sense. Take the time, give the game the polish that it needs. I don't think they're really revamping the Assassin's Creed game as much anymore, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't played it. From what I heard from people that have, when they did their press preview, it looked really, really good. I've seen a little bit of gameplay snippets and everything. The parkour looks really good. That was my biggest gripe about the last few games, is that the parkour system really hasn't evolved as much. Still feels very antiquated and slow and sluggish. But it's a good move. Delays are good for developers and they're good for consumers in the long run, as long as they pay off and they can actually deliver on a quality game. So delay it if you need to. Keep delaying it. There really is no rush. Like I said, this game's probably going to end up probably 80 plus, 85, somewhere around there. I would say on the Metacritic score, even if it does go to like 70, 75, we already know they throw in as much microtransactions as possible in that game, and that's where they make it. Their Ubisoft Plus subscriptions are probably going to go through the roof. I mean, that's how I've been playing the game, so I'm not going to lie. Outlaws, I got to play the Ultimate Edition 3 days early for $20 because I went through Ubisoft Plus.
Yep.
I did that with the Mirage as well, Assassin's Creed Mirage. So even then, that's going to be a bunch. I think they bank on people just forgetting to cancel or things like that, or they get so wrapped up in the long-term play of it of trying to complete everything, because the games are pretty massive, that they extend to 2 months. Now you just paid $40 when you could, things like, so they adds up in that kind of sense.
For sure.
So yeah, we'll see. I think it's a great thing. Delay it, get it out of a stacked February, see what Xbox is coming. Maybe they might know something we don't know about, something big coming. Maybe, like you said, the Switch 2, what that's going to be announced and what's going to be coming out game-wise there. They may know a little something that we don't, but March seems like a pretty great month to push it back to.
I agree. Or do we know some things? Speculation, rumors, that's all I'm saying. Maybe we've heard things. Maybe we've heard some good things. Oh man, 2 weeks can't come soon enough. Anyway, all right. So, okay, any thoughts on this?
Oh, absolutely. Let them cook. I mean,
Yeah.
the one thing that I've always said about games that have a date, make sure that game comes out with quality. If not, then the game should get scrutinized, because again, when you're asking for a game, it doesn't matter if it's Assassin's Creed, if it's Outlaws, if it's whatever, if you're asking gamers to pay $70 standard and more, you're asking a lot to bring out a game that plays half-ass. And you know me, I've said this before, you've had me on a couple of times, so I'm going to go there. I want Assassin's Creed Shadows to kick the ever-living shit anti-DEI crowd. I want them to sit there and to eat as much asshole as possible.
Pause.
No pause.
No pause.
Eat it all.
Eat it up.
Because one thing that I cannot stand is a low-key racist that try to pretend to not be racist. Just say what you are. You know what I'm saying? If you're a hentai, you want to see ass and titty, that's fine. I love titty and ass as well, just like the next man or woman or whoever, right? But the thing of it is that when you come out and try to take something that is different and special. And again, I'll go back to what I did before and to my brother Loke from my brother Loke from Mozambique, when he said that when we talked about Yasuke and where he came from was from Mozambique, and the history, the real history of Yasuke, how it meant to him, and how that gave him that presence of pride. Just like with any gamer out there, like when I play as Lara Croft, I'm like, I'm not a woman, but damn, I could see if I was playing this character as a woman, the pride of how badass Lara Croft is. Or if I'm playing as a character of any other color, race, or creeds, of the pride into it that I put into it. So when you're telling me that, oh, well, that's not good enough, and I don't want that because a certain individual isn't what I want to be in a game, even though the history shows that person is a real person, it does bring an issue to me that I will not get over, and I will not shut my mouth, and I will not be quiet over, because as a proud Black man, a proud American, I will be goddamned if I have anybody to tell me that this game should not get the credit that it should do. So I want Ubisoft to bring this. They know, I think Ubisoft knows the pressure that is not only behind of everything that's going on with Ubisoft right now, but behind the Assassin's Creed itself. Because the last Assassin's Creed, which really is a good game, I don't think I've ever played a really bad, and I've never been the biggest fan of Assassin's Creed until they started to bring back the open world games. And then I went back and I'm like, oh, I can appreciate these older Assassin's Creeds. But there's not really truly been a really bad Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
So for them to sit there and to come out and to rush this out to try to meet some kind of expectations, I hope publishers will start to notice that, look, you're failing the gaming audience and you're failing yourselves and the developers by just rushing these games out because you want this money. You will get more money when the product is proper. So, and that's what, as gamers, if you're asking for more money, you have to bring something that comes to the table that makes us all excited. So again, I am very excited. It's one of my most anticipated games out of the 5 games. And I'm hoping that Fable is one of those games that come out at the end of the year. But South by Midnight, Avowed, and then, of course, you know, I'm a fighter fan. So Mark of the Wolves, King of the Fighters, I'm very excited for those type of games to come out. But I think that it's proper for every big game, every big title, if it doesn't seem right, make the right call and hold it back. And so to set it back and to get a little bit more polish for it for March 20th, it's absolutely fine. My money is still waiting for it. I cannot wait all day, every day for it. And another game that I think that, my last point on this, that benefited from a delay, which the game was supposed to come out, I believe, in August, was Dragon Age Veilguard. If you have not played Dragon Age Veilguard, I would recommend you to go play that game. That game is fantastic. It is the second best Dragon Age game to date, in my opinion. I played it, I beat it. I'm finna go back and I'm finna play as a mage. That game is absolutely fantastic. And so, regardless of these anti-woke crowd and all that bullshit, let gamers game, let us enjoy ourselves, and let's just see what this game brings. If the game is good, if the game is bad, then cook it. If the game is good, then give it its just desserts. That's what we all are here as gamers for. Look at this panel. Look at this panel. Look at this diversity on this panel. Think about that. That's what all of us as gamers are. We can't sit here and say, and every last one of us on this panel likes certain games. I know that everybody on this panel is not a fighting fan like I am. And for whatever that my brother Cork likes, for whatever Hargeet likes, for whatever Web Game likes, I know that there's games that he may look and say, damn, man, I can't get into that. Same thing, vice versa. But the fact of it is that we're all gamers. We're in this family together. Let us all accept and enjoy games. And if we don't like those games, let's not shit on them. Let's just move on and just go to the game and brag about that. That's
Amen. Amen. Preach on, but I like that one. I like that. And you're right. We can't hold it against Hargeet because his favorite game is Peppa Pig. But I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm laughing this part 661. That shit is funny to me. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's funny. But Rap God did actually. This is actually a pretty good point. This Assassin's Creed did have some people giving a hard time about the samurai and all that kind of stuff. But actually the main thing, and I think Hargeet actually brought this up to us when we first started talking about it, was the special edition stuff that they had. It was considered disrespectful. It was some of the stuff they had in there that had like the war torn, the
half Tory gate, yeah.
Correct. The gate that was actually happened during when the bombs dropped in Hiroshima, and that it, from somebody looking at it going, oh, it looks cool artistically, but then you look at it culturally and it was like big flag. That's why they completely pulled that part out. That's one of the reasons they stepped away.
Hopefully that thing's gone, right? Because that wasn't even part of the game. It was just a collector's edition thing, and you're like, right. You didn't check to see if that's a problem.
Those particular levels are not there anymore. So they're not there, not available, gone.
Yeah, there was a Japanese couple that like went through the trailer and pointed out all the things that were not what you call it, not
Culturally appropriate?
Japanese.
Yes.
Yeah, like, not even
I was
appropriate, just like
thinking-
just outside of the norms for Japanese people, right? And it's
Yeah.
like you miss that, you miss that, you miss that, you miss that, you miss that. Because look, the person that's doing the cultural stuff is French. He's a French dude.
Yep.
And yes, if you happen to live there, you're immersed in it, you would understand. But I think you just missed the mark. And it's better to always
mistakes
get
are
people
made.
from the country, right? This is why Ghost of Tsushima worked. Is that like, no, you're going to Japan and you're going to work with people in Japan and you're going to do the historical research and you're going to make sure everything is correct because it's a Japanese company, right? They're like,
Yep.
no, we're not screwing this up, right? And they just totally missed it on certain things. I wish they had done that, right? To just not like fall in these little holes, these little traps of like culturally, there just are differences. There's just a massive difference between the West and the East. And it's like you have to understand that. Simple things like how you write characters on a piece of paper. They don't know because they're from the West. They don't realize it's totally different, right? And they're like, that's just wrong. Like, what do you, that's just totally wrong, right? And so it adds to the stupidity of it, right? And like,
And there's
either way,
there's a
Go
lot
ahead,
of
sorry.
people out there that, because I've talked to a few tattoo artists that have, like looked at people's ink and they're like, who did this? And they're like, oh, this guy, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, do you know what this says? And it's like, it says blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it says Wednesday. Something just like, what?
Oh man.
Just, you have no idea what they really put on you. And it's just, that kind of stuff. And it's just, it all looks cool, but if it doesn't really say anything right. Anyway, we have some super chats.
No regrets.
Some super chats, and then we'll let Hargeet get his points, and then we're going to jump on to the big main topic.
Danny Passion Official, $5. Guys, this year we are having over 7 big brand releasing handhelds. All of them, by the way, except for like 2 are all Windows. But anyway, Xbox comes out and says there is years away. Theirs is years away. I see Windows Phone repeating with it. Look, you have to understand that Microsoft's whole idea is partnering, right? So Lenovo Legion Go has 2 partners, Valve with SteamOS and Windows, right? Microsoft. The Asus is all Windows. The Aya Neo is Windows, et cetera, et cetera. They're all like Windows, right? Outside of Switch, which is coming out. And then you have the Steam Deck or SteamOS coming on the new Lenovo Legion Go S, right? So that's really it.
Mhm.
Outside of that, it's all Windows anyways, which is essentially Xbox.
Yeah.
So I don't see this as being a problem. I think they're going to have everything converged correctly when they have their device, and that will become the model for their partners as well. So it's actually a good thing, I think, but we'll see. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's too late, but let the market decide that, right?
Right.
We'll see what the market says.
One thing I want to say, Hargeet, is that when they said that, he said years away, it was last year, 2024.
Yeah.
So that was quote unquote last year. And then now it's 2025. That's
a year away. Right? I think it's next year they're going to have it.
So possibly
I think they're going to have
this
both.
year.
Right. Well, I don't know if it's this year. I think it's going to be next year.
Yeah.
We'll see it. I think we'll probably see it at the end of the year, or maybe June showcase. They'll show it, but I think they're gonna have two new pieces of hardware. One is gonna be an under the TV. One is gonna be a portable, right? But it's all gonna kind of be the same, like OS and feature set. So we'll see where that goes. Danny Passion Official, $5 again. Steam Deck isn't the first PC handheld successful. Do your research. Right now, I'm playing on the ROG Ally X, and I've owned Steam Deck, the OG Ally. I mean, there's things like the Aya Neo that came out before, but it was pretty niche. I don't know how many portable Windows machines outside of, like, you can say a laptop is a portable, right? Those have been around forever. But like kind of a dedicated machine, I think the Steam Deck kind of really was the one that kind of elevated it, right? But you could say there's others out there, fair enough. But like it really was kind of the Steam Deck that kind of spurred this thing outside of Switch. Switch has been the most successful, but either way, but that's not a PC. Danny Passion Official again, $2. Since 2014, Xbox has been afraid of being first.
Maybe. I mean, it's a point. It's cool. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Interesting. In some ways, by the way, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was about to say, I always find it funny when people are like, "Oh, Xbox is third place," I mean, it's like, but it's like, dude, they made what? How many billions of dollars last year? It's like, you made $7 billion in 3 months. What a fucking loser! Like, come on, like, how is that a bad thing? Like, that's why I don't get when they do first place, second place, third place. They're making billions right now. How is
exactly?
Yeah.
I mean, like, so as far as like them being afraid of it, in some ways you might not be wrong, because the regulators are always watching Microsoft because they're the big bad Microsoft, and for them it's always better. Look, if they wanted to, literally in like a month they could destroy PlayStation. They really could if they wanted to. The problem is every regulator in the world would come after them, right? So you don't think they could money head every game? You don't think they could walk over to EA and say, here's $10 billion. Every game you make is only on Xbox. Absolutely, they could. In fact, they could just say, here's a check. We own you. They could do that 100%. They could walk over to Take-Two. Here's a check. We own you. They literally could buy all of gaming. They have that much cash. They could do it. The problem is that every regulator in the world would say, no, right? Yep. Microsoft gets much more scrutiny. Did anybody scrutinize the Bungie deal at $4 billion? They should have. Aren't they the market leader? Aren't they the market leader? Should they really be buying that? No, but nobody cared. Nobody cared, right? But when Microsoft does it, he's like, what are you doing? Hold on a second. So this is just the way it is. So in some ways, you're right. They do have to play like they're dumb, they're horrible, they're poor me, that they have to play that, because otherwise the regulators are all going to come after. There's some truth to that. Yep. So anyways, I've got $2. I feel Xbox is lying about how far out they are.
I mean,
maybe,
handheld, I think is what you're
maybe, but I think they're right. So I think it's 2026, end of 2026. They're going to have both their new pieces of hardware. We'll see. Danny Patchen, official $5. Xbox has been afraid of being first on innovation since 2014. End of the conversation. I'm not talking about money or Windows.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, I think they've done a lot with this current generation in quick resume. The simple thing that we like, the smart delivery capability.
Oh yeah.
I got bit by that on PlayStation 5, and I don't if people remember this, but I bought a PS5, launch everything. I got Miles Morales PS5, the disc. I put it in my PS5, a PS5 disc. It installed the PS4 version. I had no idea. I'm just playing the game. I'm playing in backwards compatibility. I'm like, wait, what? You would install the old version when I put a PS5 disc in a PS5? You didn't put the PS5 game on my what? So I don't think about that on Xbox. I just get the right version automatically, right? You don't like, they did these innovations for us that make things so much more seamless, right? You just don't realize it. And quick resume is freaking awesome. It's the thing I miss the most when I'm on PC is quick resume. How awesome is quick resume? But anyway, I keep going.
I know. Agreed. All right, guys. So let's I'm gonna get rid of this banner, and let's just talk about the little show coming up.
So I was supposed to finish up my thing on.
Oh yes, March I'm sorry. 20th. You go ahead. You finish up. Yes.
And I don't know if you've talked about a web day, but like quickly, I think they just basically saw, hey, there's too much coming out in February. This is not a good idea. Let's just move it up to March. I think that's all it is. Maybe they do need some more time to polish it. Fair enough, right? Controversy aside, I think it was just from a strategic perspective. I think it's better to move it out of the way because there's just too much stuff. There's too much stuff coming out in February. So Avowed is coming out right around then too, right? So like there's too much stuff coming out in February. Move it out to March. Fair enough. I think that's a good idea. Give the game a chance as much as they can. Good luck to them. I am disappointed in the direction of Assassin's Creed. Valhalla killed the franchise for me. I just can't do it anymore. I want the Mirage-like games. I hate this whole, like, I'm the big bad guy going out and doing stuff. Eivor, oh my God, I couldn't stand that character. But that is kind of unfortunately where it is. Now, if they had done more, like the female character, I guess, is going to be a bit more Assassin's Creed-y, right? Yasuke is more upfront. Hey, I'm battling. And they did this with Syndicate as well. And I'm like, dude, this is not what I want. I want like the, Ezio and, like what they were doing, like all background, right? Shady in the background. You're doing stuff. Nobody knows who you are, right? That is Assassin's Creed to me. This is not what I want. So I'm disappointed. Mirage at least was more of what I was looking for. But this is where they are. So I'm not going to bother playing it because I know I'm just not going to like it. It's like 5 million hours. And I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just like, whatever.
I think it
and
is
the
a
sad
little bit
part
of
is
polish.
the sad part is people are going to take it as the controversy, which it has nothing to do with, versus the I just don't want those kind of games, and I wish they would take that message. Unfortunately, I don't know if they will take that message. It's gonna be the controversy is gonna win over, and that sucks because all I want to send them is like, don't make a 400-hour freaking thing, make it 60 hours like Mirage. And make it about the creed, about the whole like background, and I'm doing stuff to make the world right and things like that, but nobody knows who I am. That's what I'm looking for. I loved that part of it, but that's not what they're going to give me. And then it's all going to go down to the controversy, and it's all going to be about the backlash. Like, it's so sad. I don't want any of that crap. Like, I just want them to know, like, I want Mirage. Give me more Mirage. Like, whatever. Yeah, sad.
Now, I will say that I'm not going to push back on you because I understand it. I mean, because I've had this conversation with Xbox 448 and others that love the old style Assassin's Creed. It was Syndicate and it was Origins that got me into Assassin's Creed because I bought the first Assassin's Creed and I hated it so much that never. Yeah, I hated it. I let my friend play it, and because I hated that horseback riding back to forth, going back and forth. My ADD was just like, nah, bro, this is garbage. I can't do this, right? So my friend beat it. He loved it, and he played all of them. He was like, man, you need to play it. You need to play it. I just didn't until Syndicate caught my attention, and then that's when I said Origins really brought, because Origins kind of bring me that Witcher-esque vibe. And I love The Witcher, or as I say, The Witcher. And so that's my thing is where I'm like, okay. And so I went back to, oh my goodness, what was the one that had all the issues? It was set during the time of Napoleon.
Unity.
Unity. Yep. Love Unity. Unity was fantastic. Yeah. Went back. I still have not. I bought Black Flag. I haven't even started Black Flag. Awesome. Everybody talks about how good Black Flag was. I did play probably maybe 10 hours of 3. Enjoyed the old ones, but I never went back to the Ezio, which is I know probably the more popular. But it was the Assassin's Creed open world that got me into Assassin's Creed, and because I just love that. To me, I love getting my money's worth. And I mean, if you could check my stats on Xbox on all the Assassin's Creeds, I put in 300 to 600 hours in all of them, all the open world ones, and I will do the same with what's called. But and this is the one thing when you said that I wish it basing. Basim, however you pronounce his name, from the last Assassin's Creed. He's from the Viking one. He is from the last open world that came from Valhalla, and he's a badass. And his storyline of what he is, and it does tie in with everything that has to do with the Creed. And I ain't gonna spoil anything. Now, I will say Valhalla, when it got to the last parts of talking about going into Nazgard and all that was wild. I mean, I did beat it all, but I'm just like, okay, that's kind of crazy, but the story of Valhalla is still tied into it. And same with Origins and same with Odyssey. I just love the fact that I get my money's worth, and there's so much content there that I can just sit there and sink my teeth into. And that, if I buy $130 edition, I know that I'm going to get me a game that is going to let me get in this much, that much, the third. A 60-hour game, I'm cool with that. And not everybody wants to play games that long overall. Like, I mean, I love what Hellblade 2 did of only being maybe around 8 to 10 hours. You know, some people said they beat it in like 3 to 5 or whatever. That's fine too. But I get that. I think that those games are definitely necessary too. But I think if you are asking me for top dollar, I want to get my money's worth so much. And I know it just kind of differentiates to the gamer and how much time they have to put into that game. But I thought that big open world the games are fantastic, and I hope that they split, do the open world, do the smaller titles that you love, so they can give a little bit of something for all of the Assassin's Creed fan base, in my opinion.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
probably just from my like working in the industry, it's probably twofold. Right now they're looking at certification. Usually you want to do it a month before, and they're probably seeing, hey, we might not pass, or there might be some issues. Let's give it a little bit more polish. But I think it's also a combination of there's a lot coming in February. It just all around makes better sense. Just a little insider info on what it is.
Awesome. So,
all right, so we got some more gifted memberships.
We do.
From Spartan661, and they are for Fade Blaze, The Back House, We Need Kills, Alex Retro Gamer 81, and then AB. Congratulations.
Yeah, Spartan, thank you so much, sir. Your generosity knows no bounds, and we greatly appreciate that very much, man. Thank you so much. And we got over 170 people watching us right now on X and on YouTube and even on Twitch. There's somebody on Twitch watching. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much.
Cullen Prime makes the assertion that I had no idea that Vikings were pillagers. Right.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh, goodness.
Did you play as the male Avoy or the female Avoy?
I played the male Eivor.
I played both. I thought the female Avoy was more entertaining, and then yeah. So I don't know, but
yeah, I played the in Odyssey. I played as Cassandra.
I think mostly everybody played as hot ass Cassandra, but yeah.
Well, I heard that she had the better like story like playthrough, whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, so fair enough. Yeah. I'll play as that. Syndicate, same thing. I played as, I don't remember her name, but the female character, because she was the stealth.
Evie or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But because she was the stealth character, I'm like, okay, that's what I want to play as. So, but yeah, fair enough.
All right, so
now the big one.
Yes. Yes.
The actual topic.
What? Oh well, the show's over. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Let me pull up the. I know I've got the artwork somewhere. Let's see here. 1,000 things I got on my desktop. There we go. That's the ticket. Now let's get it up on the screen where everybody can see it. Let's see. Present, Windows, boom, there we go. All right, so, oops, gotta move that over here. Damn it. Oh, well, that didn't work out so well. Let me minimize that. All right, you guys can still see it though, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so it's good enough. So the developers direct. The past two, which is the only thing we really have a track record to go by, there's been roughly 5 games, 4 known and either stealth dropped or surprise. This one has a surprise in 3 games. There's enough room on the card since they got the same kind of layout where they can have a 5th game. That's a possibility. There's a lot of people that are speculating about what the secret game is. But let's first start talking, and we'll go around the horn. Cork, we're going to start with you, Corkenstein, about the 3 games that we know: the Doom, South of Midnight, and was it 30?
Player Obscura 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. Expedition 33. Yeah.
Expedition 33. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on those on this first look?
Solid. I mean, these are all going to be, I mean, especially what we saw at the showcase for Claire, it just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I believe are they a French developer, I believe, or is they just
are
aesthetic? Okay.
It's a new studio in France. Yep.
Yeah, it just looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, come on, South of Midnight, what we've been seeing from that just looks absolutely amazing. And Doom, come on, it's doomed. I mean, Doom the Dark Ages, especially at the showcase, they were showing him grab the skull and grinding it up inside that gun and then shooting out the skull bits and just wiping out everything in front of him. This game, it's a solid lineup. I mean, the Xbox has really hit their stride these last 2 years, starting the year with the developer direct, and they haven't missed. I don't think they haven't missed these last two ones. They always get everybody super excited about what's coming. I think, Jez did mention that they're probably got a little, which we'll probably talk about later, but they got, I think they're downplaying a little bit, I think is kind of paraphrasing what he said, that they might be having a bigger event than they're leading on. But I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen with it. We could talk about the surprise stuff later, but you can't not look at these games and not be excited, whether you're a first-person shooter, a third-person action adventure, or the Claire game that's more of like a Souls RPG-ish, it looks like. I mean, there's something for everybody here, at least a nice variety. So even if you're only interested in Doom or South of Midnight or the Claire 33, you're going to be happy. So I think this is a great way to start the year.
There you go. Kmega, your thoughts on those three particular games?
Yeah, no, variety. I mean, you just look at each three. I mean, you have a kick-ass shooter. You have a game that is something that's new and unique with South of Midnight, which is one of my most anticipated games of 2025. And then you got another game that I have had my eye on, Expedition 33. Looks stunning. I've seen somebody in the chat that was kind of saying that it's no bigger than Flintlock, and it may not be, but that game looks better than most JRPGs out there. I mean, listen, as somebody who's beaten Metaphor, I thought Metaphor was a really good game, other than the Parasite Eve boss. But keep fighting the same boss over and over again at the end. Metaphor is great. Metaphor though can't hold a candle to what we see with Expedition 33 graphically. So that has me all like ecstatic just with that alone, and I cannot wait to see that and for them to announce it on Xbox platform. It just makes it the one thing that we all have forgotten just a couple of years ago in 2023, where everybody was talking about where's the games. Nobody's talking about that now because Xbox is providing the games. And when you have something like this that just with these three games alone, if they just wanted to have a developers direct with just those three games alone, that's a winning ticket. But if you're going to have potentially a fourth and a fifth game to come out, and also maybe out of those two games, there might be a shadow drop. I mean, it's just a winning strategy, and Xbox is firing on all cylinders when it comes to the gaming space and bringing games to the gamers.
There you go. Hargeet, I know you haven't been talking about this all week long at all, so on about 8 other different shows. It's actually really good seeing you both on C-Money and Doodle's show, and then with Fonz the other night. It was fantastic. Watched, and like I know you're on this show, and I appreciate that very much, but I could sit and listen to you talk all day. I'm just telling you. So good job, man.
Yeah, so as far as the developer direct, I mean, it's been pretty good the last couple of years, so I'm hoping it'll be good here. We already know a couple of these games. I mean, South of Midnight already looks very compelling. They've had a lot of information already drop on it, and I think they're just going to kind of compile some of that and give us some new information to kind of get more eyeballs on it, right? So pretty cool. What do you need to talk about with freaking Doom? It's been around for decades. It's the reboot has been pretty well received. That trailer was insanity. So they somehow managed to take what they already had and made it even more crazy. So why not, right? So and then Expedition 33, along with some of the other ones like Adam Fall and what's the other one? Something Strands, Eternal Strands. Is that the other one that's coming out soon? Right. There's a couple of these new games that are Game Pass games, day and date that we don't know much about. I think getting into a dev direct gives you a bit more of a background on why you should play the game, right? So I think it's really cool to get the like the story behind the story, to kind of entice you to play the game. So what we saw was pretty interesting as it is, but getting that behind the scenes, hey, this is what the development desire was. This is why we got here. This is what we did, and this is why you should buy this game or play this game, right? In this case, it's going to be Game Pass and date. But for those who want to buy it, it's also a useful thing. I think it's multi-plat, right? It's going to be everywhere. So for those who want to see this, as far as other platforms, why not? So very cool that they're doing that. The big question mark, of course, is the box next to it. And then, of course, is there going to be a fifth box that shows up? I think there will be. They've done 5, and it makes sense. Would there be a sort of a stealth drop or a shadow drop of something? We'll see. There could be a shadow drop, a stealth drop of South of Midnight that could potentially just drop, right? And a shadow drop would be something new announced that we don't know about that gets dropped the same day. But we'll see. We'll see what it is. We'll play through that. I guess that'll be the next big topic here is, what do we think that box is with the 11 characters?
Exactly. And going with I even have my new shirt on. Whoops. Let's see if we can get it. Yay. The Xbox 2 new shirt that they just released, the Xbox 2 podcast with our buddy Jez Corden, and of course the one and only
The man with the million.
Randall Thor 19 is also so yeah, shout out to Rand and Jez. But they were kind of talking, and there's a lot. Excuse me, sorry, I'm gonna take a drink real quick. A possibility that that there could be some Final Fantasy announcements, and not necessarily. It may not be the mystery game. It may be the bonus, just kind of information that gets dropped to us. And so I've got it in the chat now. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, hey Joey, welcome Joey. It's good to see you. We bleed green in the chat. And you're not late. That's okay, buddy. So the poll I have up right now is, will Final Fantasy 16 shadow drop on the Xbox? Yes or no? Now, this is not in Game Pass. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to come to Game Pass. But it could just be like, it's ready to go and you can go buy it today. And if that's the case, I got my money right there for nothing else other than to say, thank you, Square. Don't fuck up anymore. Don't hold back games from us anymore, motherfuckers. Anyway, but yeah, so that's that's the poll question. If you want to jump on it, go right ahead and burn that up. And then but the mystery box, and we're gonna go back around. Everybody kind of get your idea of what you might think. And there's no wrong answer, because really none of us know. There's a few people out there, Colt Eastwood, that do know what that game is, and luckily I don't think it's been spoiled yet. That particular, some of the aspects and stuff of the show, kind of like I said, the Final Fantasy stuff's kind of been not confirmed kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. But as far as the mystery game, and I'm not saying that Hargeet knows. He doesn't know. See, he doesn't know. I told you he didn't know. What are y'all talking about? I'm kidding. Anyway, just kidding. No, but seriously, my point is that this is just this part right now is rumor, speculation, our guesses, or what we'd like. It's kind of a we may not know what it is, but what do you hope it is? What do you think it is? What do you think it could possibly be? And we'll start. We'll go ahead and we're going to start back at the top, because Corkenstein he's been so patient and wonderful, buddy. What are your thoughts on the mystery game?
I think whatever it is, it's going to be a developer up there. Because if you look at the rest of the pictures, ID Software, Compulsion Games, Samfall Interactive, so it's going to be a new unannounced game. We got that from Aaron Greenberg, said it's going to be a new unannounced game for 2025. It'll be interesting to see what it is. I thought it was possibly a new Dishonored 3. If you look at the 3 little question marks down there. or the 11 question marks down there. That's 11 characters. Dishonored 3 is 11 characters. But I mean, again, it's going to be more than likely a developer, I would think. But who knows exactly? Square Enix is also 11 letters with the space, or 11 characters with the space. So it could be a numerous amounts of things. I would love to see, maybe it could be that new Final Fantasy unannounced 9 remake that's been rumored to be going around. It could be maybe something. We talked about this on Boom. It could be the Project Kestrel from ZeniMax Online. It could be the 007 game, the Wonder Woman game. I don't know if it's going to be a first party game. It could be a third party. I know Mav had a poll up on Twitter about it, asking if it was going to be a first or third party game. I would love it to be another first party game, but I think they got already so many in the pipeline for this year. I'd be very amazed. I think 6 first parties, I think it is, for this year. So to add a 7, that seems like a pretty tall order. They got the studios for it. Who knows? It could be maybe the new Toys for Bob partnership that they signed last year. It could go really any way, but I think Aaron Greenberg and Jason Ronald, I think they said all 4 games. I think this is all 2025 releases, I believe. So whether it's going to be at the first half, I know some people think first half, but if you look at the last direct, Indie came out in December. Avowed was supposed to come out in August, but now it's coming out February. So it could be a smattering of throughout the whole entire year. It's anyone's guess. Gaming for gamers right now, we're in such a great place as consumers and gamers because we just have so much. Like, we could probably do another 3 hours talking about every game that's in development and projects and things like that. That could be this question mark. So that's how great we are in gaming right now. I think it's either Dishonored 3 is what I hope it is. If they didn't say unannounced, I would say the 5th game. Well, we're going to talk about that later, right? The 5th possible.
Yeah, you can talk about it now if you want to. Go right ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is pure hopium. Is Silksong. I think they finally. It's been 6 years in development. They were supposed to release last year, I believe, 2024, beginning of last year, which they ended up taking a delay. It's a Game Pass title.
Yeah,
which they
still
already
on the
announced
store right now. I got it on my wish list.
Yep, 2022 they announced it as a Game Pass day 1. I think we're getting it, whether it's a shadow drop or not. I don't think they shadow drop it. That seems like such a massive game to just shadow drop at the last second. I would love it, but I don't think. Oh, look, you got 1 now on Twitch. I just saw the thing. Very nice. I don't know. I would say Silksong, I think, might be the shadow. The shadow drop, or not shadow drop, but the surprise 5th game. They also have Towerborn. They have Mortals 33. That's been both in alpha and beta testing. So could be anyone's guess. But if I had to hope, Dishonored 3 and Silksong.
Those are the good guesses. Good guesses. It's any of those would be nice if it were true. You know what I'm saying? So it's exciting. It's definitely exciting times. Kmega, your thoughts on what the bonus game is and what maybe the 5th game might be.
Not very, very elaborate as my brother Cork, but I'm going to just say that I got 3 options on here. So the first option is going to be Forsaken, will be the Shadow Drop. And it will be a Game Pass Shadow Drop.
Wow.
And before people will sit there and try to shun that, as a person who played it and beat it, play it.
Good game, huh?
That game, listen, you'll hate the character at the beginning. She's annoying as hell.
Smart ass.
I did not like her. I did not like the way that they represented her in the beginning. And then when you got in, and it's like one of those, it's a Square Enix game, so it's going to take a couple of hours. But once you get into it, the combat is what's going to keep you in. The combat and the way that you move around on the game is so fun that it's going to hold up. I can get over her stupid dialogue, and then her dialogue change, and then she evolves, then the game evolves, and everything just becomes great. And it is a really good game. So I can see that being a game being shadow dropped. Another game here as well is I'm thinking where the question mark is the game that was my game of the year in 2024, which was Black Myth Wukong. Don't sleep on that game, ladies and gentlemen. That is the game of the year. It wasn't Astrobot.
Yeah.
It was not Astrobot. Black Myth Wukong is a goddamn beast. It is a monster game. For a Chinese developer to come out with their biggest AAA IP ever and to perform at that level to what they did, and for Xbox to sit there and to bring that game to Xbox gamers at a proper quality other than what PlayStation did, my God, please. What I would love it to be is a Play Anywhere title. Have it, announce it, and have it do. I don't see that game being Game Pass. I see Forspoken being Game Pass, but not Black Myth Wukong. But don't sleep on that game. Please, Xbox gamers, do not sleep on that game. I played that game. I'm finna go through my second playthrough and my third playthrough with Wukong. That's how dope that game is. That game is one of the best games of this generation by far. It is so dope. That is my second one. And then my last one, it is, and I mean, this is just me throwing it out there. Final Fantasy 16, Game Pass Play Anywhere.
Wow.
I don't think Final Fantasy 7 I don't think Final Fantasy 7 is ready to fully come over to Xbox yet, but I do feel that out of the question marks or the potential fifth game, I think that's it. So for me personally, I think it's Wukong or it's going to be Forspoken at the question mark. And if it's Forspoken, it's going to be Game Pass Play Anywhere. If not, it's Wukong, and it won't be Play Anywhere, which I wish it would, but go ahead and get that game. Support it, Xbox gamers. Trust me, that game is legit. It is going to be one of the best games that you play in 2025.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll say about Forspoken, which I agree with you, I heard it's a really good game, but Sony did say they disbanded the team, or not Sony.
Not Sony Square.
There won't be a sequel, but
was the other one? Do you think the other one was already made? If they
No. There won't be no sequel. That's why I think that it will be on Game Pass, and it will have an opportunity it'll be a Play Anywhere title to where you can go ahead and you can play it, try it out, have a good opportunity.
My only point is that it's not made for the Xbox now, so they would have to have the team would have to go back in and actually go in and do some work to make it.
No, it would just be a team that ports it. That's it.
Right. It would just
you don't have to.
Okay, it was supposed to be ported anyway after 2 years. So
and it's already on the Windows Store, so it's already on Windows with the GDK.
Exactly. So probably wouldn't that be that hard to do? Okay,
no, that hard to do.
So now you're back in the game. Now, all right. Now you got me excited. Yeah. Stop it. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Xbox gamers, give it a shot. The first hour, you'll hate it. Trust me, because she annoyed me, and I'm like, oh damn, oh man, why did I buy this game day one? But afterwards, the combat is it is fantastic, and the way that the parkour and the way she moves around and stuff like that, it's in the open world. It's different biomes and things like that. I think that for people that are into RPGs or anything like, it will keep you. And it's not it's an action RPG, so it's not a game that is turn based. It is action, so you're doing a lot of combat, and the combat is is some of the best that I've seen in video games in a very long time. It's very unique of how her abilities and everything strategize of what you want to do when you're fighting against enemies. It's a very good game. Very good game.
Cool.
Kmega ain't gonna lie. Uncle Kmega ain't gonna lie to my Xbox brethren. I will not.
I like it. I like it. Like it. Over 390 people have joined us right now that are watching. We do have our trusty member on Twitch. Thank you so much. Over 214 watching us on YouTube, and over 180 on X watching us right now live. Thank you so much, everybody that's out there watching. Or if you're listening later on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, wherever you're going to listen to the podcast later. We appreciate you there as well. Hargeet, there's a super chat, and then we're going to get your opinions.
Will the insider broke boy lose? $2 was going to comment. Saw Cork. He probably said it. Okay, cool.
We have a thing on Boom with Breakfast with Boom where we've said like the same thing. Like he'll super chat it, and I've said it, or I'll say it and then he super chats it a little bit later. So we have a little thing where we steal each other's opinions and ideas.
I love it. I love it. So go ahead, bud. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So I want to reiterate, this is a developer direct. So don't expect announcements for games that are coming, things like that. It's about talking to the developers of the game. So that's the focus. So things like an FF16 dropping, I don't think they will talk to the developers about that. So I wouldn't expect that here. I would expect this to be, new games that are coming that they can talk to the developer about why you should engage with the game. That I think is the whole purpose of this. So I'd expect these all to be new. What that mystery game is. At first, I'm thinking, hey, it's got to be like, because that's the, if for all of us old folks, that was what you had on your TV when you had signal issues. So, it felt like a 60s, 70s, 80s type, time frame. So maybe that's what it is. And then I was thinking maybe Contraband, but this is unannounced according to Aaron Greenberg, right? So this is not something that we already know about, so it can't be Contraband. Though that's due, and that could be something that shows up as another box, right? Contraband could be that other box. Because we are due for that and try to get a little bit more than the teaser trailer we've seen so far as to what that game is. It could be any of so many things, Iron Galaxy or Square Enix or so many others that fit Double Fine. I just don't know what that screen signifies. Normally you would just have either a white thing or a black thing, right? Just says, okay, other thing, right? And not this specific, colored bars thing. You're like, what does that signify, right? And then you have the 11 characters thing for the studio name. So I don't know. And I actually like that I don't know, at least. You're saying Colt knows, that's cool, but I like the excitement of figuring out what it is, like when they actually announce it. It's kind of cool to be in that position of like not knowing at a time, of actually being, surprised about something. So that's going to be interesting. So, and then they have potentially another one, and what could that be? There's again, so many potentials. I don't think it's Everwild yet, because Everwild, I think we're going to see that at the showcase. I think they're kind of due for a full-on trailer for that now. Tell us what the gameplay is, right? Something like that. And then we'll move on, to probably a dev direct the following year to have that come out. This year's already looking crazy, but the year after that is looking even more crazy. Too much there. There's rumors that E-Day is ready to go this year. Good God, if that was ready to go this year too. Oh my goodness, like what a year it'll be. I think they should hold it back. I mean, there's like already too much. Because we have Fable to come, Outer Worlds 2 to come as well, and then Call of Duty, right? So that's just first party. Cork, you were saying there's 7. I don't know what's the 7th. do you happen to have the list of what you were thinking?
Oh no, I was saying if they did do a 7th,
okay, another
or
one.
if,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, if they did another first party, I think it would be 7. I think so. That's
Oh
like
my goodness.
that would
Yeah.
be crazy if it is a first party title, but I think it's the third party. But I mean, who knows? We don't know.
Yep, and that's the other thing. This could be totally a third-party game that's going to go everywhere. They just happen to bring it here. We don't know. The developer direct originally, the first one was all first-party stuff. Second one, they added Visions of Mana. Was it? I think it was Visions of Mana.
Yep.
Division series.
And then this one they're adding in Expedition 33. Could there be another one equivalent to that, like third-party game? There's plenty of options. But yeah, it's interesting that they have this nice little teaser there with the colored bars thing, and you're like, what the heck is that? And we'll see, right? But Double Fine's due. Are they gonna just release the game without showcasing it at all? It's possible. Would they just shadow drop the whole thing? That's possible too.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see what they do with it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it. But like, Avowed comes out a month-ish afterwards, but they also have when is Eternal Strands coming out? Do we know?
The 28th, I believe.
Yeah.
The 28th, and then we have Sniper Elite. What is the thing called? Sniper Elite Resistance, I think, is something like that.
Yeah.
At the end of the month as well. So that's already 2 big games coming to Game Pass. I don't know if they want to add a third, but like they have so many games, this is probably just the way it's gonna be. So we shall see. As it is, they have to figure out where Doom fits, where South of Midnight fits. Could it be Clockwork is ready to go? State of Decay 3, could that be ready to go? It's just so many games. But yeah, I have no idea what it is. I'm actually excited to find out what it will be. We're like 2-ish weeks away. It'll be fun times. And supposedly the Nintendo announcements next week, this coming week, like Friday, supposedly. And that will be awesome as well. So what a great month. We got some CES stuff. We didn't even talk about the AMD CPU and GPU updates, the NVIDIA RTX 50 announce, right? All sorts of fun stuff there. There's so much going on in gaming right now. It's crazy.
Exactly.
For me, if they just showed Black Myth Wukong and Outer Worlds 2, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine with everything else that they're going to be showing, because we know that Xbox's June show is going to be. I mean, I will not. I cannot say that it will be better than last year's show, because last year's show was one of the best Xbox showings of all time. But the way that Xbox is producing games, bro, like, who's to say? So, Xbox is in such a fantastic place right now, especially game-wise, that Xbox gamers should not worry about anything other than just enjoying the moment, because we have been asking for this for, I don't know, about almost 8 years.
Yeah.
So we got it now. We have it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have right now.
It's a
So
great
many
problem.
games. Mhm.
Right.
We did get a super chat there.
Yep. Will the Insider, Broke Boy Lewis, $2. Citizen Sleeper 2, also Game Pass, Jan 31. Man.
Nice.
There's just so much,
right.
man. So much.
So much.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I would love for it to be some kind of like Double Fine thing. That'd be cool. Because we know they're working on something. And it's been a while since since Psychonauts 2 has been out. So all this whole time they've been working on something other than a little Kilm game. I'm having a feeling Kilm game. So, but we'll see. But who knows? I really hope that the like I said, they don't have to come to Game Pass, but the Final Fantasy, all that stuff coming to Xbox would be fan-fucking-tastic. And I buy all of them. Full price, cash on the
Well,
head, ready
hold
to
on.
go.
Dave, listen, hear me out for a second.
Okay.
This will be 2 years
Mm-hmm.
to where we haven't had to or begged for a Forza Horizon or a Forza game. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that to kind of save our bacon of where we at in the Xbox, the Xbox space of where hierarchy games are. We are at a time within Xbox to where we don't even think about the next Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Well,
That we are in really, really good times. And I want Xbox gamers to really think about that, to evolve, to adjust the temperature or change the antenna for a little bit, to think about that for a second. We are in a really superior time in gaming content where Xbox is providing so much content for us to where we're not even asking, where's the Forza Horizon?
Or where's the next Halo, right?
Where's
or,
the next Halo?
right? We already know about Gears.
Like I said, Halo needs to sit back and cook. I need me a something that's kind of close to Halo 5, in my opinion, because Halo 5 multiplayer is the best Halo 5 multiplayer of all time. I know that some will debate me on that, but listen, numbers don't lie. Regardless of that, whatever. I'm just saying, when you look at Xbox right now and where people are having their problems with, it isn't games. This is where we've been asking, especially in the end of the Xbox One generation and at the beginning of the Xbox X and S generation. We are here. We are here.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting third party, second party, first party. We and the way that Xbox has moved, the way that Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, Sarah Bond, others at that staff has moved, they're bringing us quality content not only from the East but from the West and everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. If you're not an Xbox gamer, and if you are an Xbox gamer, there's no need to be bitching. There is no need to be bitching. I understand that there's a couple of things that we see that's going in the future, but if you're thinking mentally that you're going to cut off your Xbox with all this high quality stuff that's going on, then you're fooling yourself and you're hurting yourself, because Xbox is bringing the heat, man. This is no question.
Well, and the thing I'll say, and a lot of people have said this already too, that the industry is changing.
Mm-hmm.
It's always changing. And if it doesn't change and grow, then we're going to be in trouble, like the last game collapse. Right. And right now, Microsoft is they're playing the long game. And I think they're playing to win. So that's all I'm going to say on that part. But we're gonna wrap things up. We got over 400 people watching us now. Thank you all so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. That's because when I look at it, it goes, so we got over 185 people watching on X. We got over 210 people watching us on YouTube, and one person still watching us on Twitch. Yay, Twitch guy. Appreciate you. And man, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna go around the horn and get everybody's outros. But I do and Corkenstein, we do want you to be safe because Corkenstein does live in the LA area, and they are going through a lot. So a lot of prayers go out to you and your friends and family, because I know you have a lot that live there with you. And so just big shout out to you, and thank you for enduring. And hopefully you'll keep us up to date on the things, and hopefully things will die down and the winds won't change. So Corkenstein, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and where they can subscribe to you and all that kind of good stuff.
You're muted.
Sorry about that. Thank you guys for the kind words. Like I said, LA is kind of a scary place right now.
Yep.
With where it's at with the fire. So I appreciate it. We are safe. My family's safe. So I'm very thankful for that. Where you guys can find me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blue Skies. I'm on Threads. Just look up the Corkenstein. I'm everywhere. You guys could also find me on Boom, Breakfast with Boom, every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Game Pass Gumbo. We just had a show yesterday. We talked about the Dev Direct. We may have one coming up once the Dev Direct happens. Again, so we may do like a review or a summary show. And then we just had Xbox Talks. We got our first show of bringing it back since about a year now, where we gave away a 1 terabyte Xbox Series S
Nice.
to a very lucky community member in the R Xbox subreddit. So please, you can follow all of those channels: Game Pass Gumbo, Xbox Talks, and of course Double Bear Gaming with Breakfast with Boom. I'm there every Friday. Thank you guys. You guys have been awesome. As always, WebDave, you're a scholar and a gentleman. Same with you, Hargeet. Kmega, first time with you. Absolute pleasure. Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you, and I do mean this. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm glad to have you back on, and hopefully we'll get you on again in the future because, like I said, I enjoy having you on, man. I like your input. I like your style. Boom doesn't mess around. He always gets some good people on there, and that's so it was good finding you and discovering you there, and because that's where I got my start. So anyway, but dude, thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. And then of course the one and only Kmega, dude. Please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and all the wonderful stuff that you're getting back into. Because I know you're getting ready to fire that machine back up, man. Getting that content coming out.
Yeah, man, I about to get back into it. I will be doing Fight Night tonight around 10:30 p.m. Central. I don't know what fighter I'll be playing, but yeah, you'll catch me on YouTube and Twitch. And so we'll be playing something. I don't know what, but we'll be getting back into it, trying to get this rolling again after a really crazy, wild 2024 after losing my mom and then losing my dog like 2 months after like. I kept on pushing, but man, reality just had to hit, man. I had to just kind of lay back and get everything working again. But I love doing content creating, and I ain't ready to stop yet. So I'm going to keep on doing it. So hope you guys can check me on my channel, Kmega 405. I'm also on Blue Sky, Kmega 405. I'm on Twitter X, Kmega 405. I'm on TikTok, Kmega 405 as well. Threads at Kmega 405, but I rarely put anything on there in Instagram as well. But I plan on doing a little bit more of that. But also, I'm going to be doing since I'm not doing GRG anymore on Friday nights because you know what? Now after I have not done GRG for a whole bunch of nights on Friday, I kind of love my Fridays. So yeah, I'll be doing my thoughts, which will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, and then I will be extending my Fight Night Sundays to Sunday and Thursdays as well. So my thoughts will be at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. So which anybody could jump in if they want to, if they see me going live, if they want to say, hey, Mega, give me a link, you know what I'm saying? Come on through. We can sit there and we'll be talking about gaming stuff that's going on through the week. Definitely would like you guys to come through and having a good time on that. And then I'm also working on doing another podcast here in 2025. It's going to be a little bit different, but hope people will reciprocate and enjoy it because I mean, again, I like having fun and doing the damn thing and making it enjoyable as well as trying to make it informal, trying to inform people as well as just keeping it real. That's something that I always do. So I really do appreciate it. And everybody that's came through, I really do appreciate it, man. The great Hargeet, I always got to be there for when that man is there. And WebDave, thank you so much, man. Anytime that you hit me up, man, I'll definitely will be coming through. And Court, it was an honor, first time meeting you, man. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. I tell you, Kmega, the gaming community needs you. So please, we're glad you're back, and we're glad you're here to stay, man. So thank you so much. You're welcome, man. Thank you. And of course, my friend Hargeet Chani. What's up, Hargeet? Tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, where everybody they can find your book, who's going to read your audiobook. I want to know. I think you ought to hire Epic. I'm just saying she could probably do that for you. Just saying. But no, and of course you can find you not on social media, but you definitely can find Hargeet, which is how I reach out to him on Discord.
Yeah. First, thanks for joining us, Corkenstein and Kmega. My condolences to Kmega. That's sad to hear.
Yes.
But yeah. And then you can subscribe to my channel if you want to, Hargeet Chani 1. I am on Discord, Chani, if you want to check out, catch up with me there. You can pick up my sci-fi novel, Emergence, shop.chani.us. Check it out. And then I'll be on with Boom on Wednesday. Double Barrel Gaming for primetime gaming on 7 p.m. US Eastern Time. We'll be skipping Night Shift with C Money and Doodle this Friday because it's I think their twins' birthday. So they will be skipping
their hands full.
Right. So there'll be birthday party stuff going on. And then we'll be back with Fonz on Saturday at 6 p.m. US Eastern Time on Fonz Gaming, and then back here at WebDave. And hopefully by then we have this Nintendo thing to talk about, which will hopefully be awesome, and we'll all be excited to talk about Nintendo. It'll probably be a Nintendo heavy show. But
probably.
Why not?
Exactly. And just so people that are still here, we got over 360 are still listening and watching to us. Thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and thanks to the mighty Farq for his artistic endeavors.
Thank you, Farq.
Yeah, and I'll send you the image or those couple images he sent, and Corkenstein will send you the. If you don't want them, I'll send you those images.
You can send me you can send me those pics of you as well if you want to. I mean, I probably might have to ask for payment, if I want to send them out to certain individuals out there.
But thank you, Farq. We appreciate you. But and also just to let everybody know that next week's show, obviously me and Hargeet will be here, but next week we're going to be joined, and this is I've all got this confirmed. We are going to be joined by Epic Treasure is going to be here, as well as Pong Soul. So Epic and Pong,
nice.
the first time they've actually been together on a show.
Good folks.
Exactly. So it's going to be a good show. And then the next show, the show that'll happen the first Sunday after the event, after the Developers Direct, we are going to have as guest, we are going to have Kay Asante. We are going to have Mav from Fun Speculation, and then we are going to have the one and only Dirt Griggity.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that's star status, man. Damn, I might need to get some autographs.
And me and Hargeet will be here as well. So,
man.
So that's gonna be I'm already ready. I was like, I got to build a panel for this one. Oh, not the big brands. And they all stepped up and they're like, hell yes, let's do it. So I'm excited. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. Thank everybody for joining us again on the Gamers Council. Every Sunday we're going to be here. The only Sunday I know that we probably won't be here, which I've already had people talking about, why can't you do an afternoon show? So maybe I'll see what I can come up with, because Hargeet probably wants to take a day off. Poor guy. I'm working to death. But no.
I mean, Super Bowl unfortunately is probably out anyways, just because usually there's gatherings. Somebody will be over. And it's like,
I'm just kidding.
No,
Super Bowl Sunday, we're not going to be doing a show on Super Bowl Sunday. That'll be the only thing. I may have it pre-recorded some. I'm just kidding. Super Bowl predictions. I'm just kidding. But anyway, thanks to everybody for joining us here on the Gamers Council.